Trying to become the first goaltender to play ever done it for Canada since Terry Placed it back in 2007. Patrik Augusta, former NHLer for Toronto and LA, first year as the head coach of the Czech national junior team, and there is Letang, who's had to negotiate more than his share of ups and downs for this tournament. The teams that we talked about, including a couple of defensive for began. Mathis Rousseau is back with Canada today after missing the last game against Germany in a couple of practices. And so here we go.
What's going on, everybody? John here with you. It's very early in the morning, but we're going to get this one in. It's Canada and Czechia. This is the first quarterfinal, 8:30, second game of the day on that side. So, Rehkopf, Letang, it sounds like this: Jordan Dumais, Macklin, Celebrini, Fraser, Minten, Conor, Geekie, Matthew, Poitras, Matt Savoy, Nate Danielson, Owen Beck, Owen Eduard, Carson, Rehkopf, Brandon Yeager, Easton Cowan. Matthew Wood will be the extra, Maveric, Lamoureux. Denton and Mateychuk will be on defense with Noah Warren and Jake Furlong, Oliver Bonk, and Jordan Donovan. Danielson will be the extra. When we get another stoppage, I'll flip in on the Czechia side as far as their forwards. And we'll just get all that stuff set in as the back line is out there first. So line 3 will be out there for Alan Letang's squad. And Czechia has this now. They're in the top reds with the white jerseys in the middle. And the white part of the pants is this will fall back into Canada, who are wearing the red and black. I kind of like that reverse part of the Canada side as this one is flipped in. Michael Harbaugh will be in goal. Here for Czechia, it'll be Mathis Rousseau. They've played all 5 games so far, both goaltenders, as we're 19-15 in the first. Again, this is on ESPN Plus, the TSN feed today, so I do have the better part of the picture, Chalet. We'll get this one across down Melovsky. Now, Chalet, Melovsky try to double pass this in between the dots, and now Canada will rush this the other way. Here will be a drop pass waiting near the right side dot. Here's a pass that gets broken away with a couple sticks. This might fall to the defensive side for Noah Warren and Jake Furlong. But this will be flipped in now for Chalet. Furlong. This knocked away from the stick from Melovsky. Picked up by Furlong a couple more times. And now Canada can try to go left to right for the rest of this first period. Again, this is the second quarter final of the day. We will give you scoring updates when we get in the commercial break as well as the Czechia lines as this one's flipped in. Harbaugh will be holding on near the right side of the post. Nice pass as this is in the left side. High slot picked up now for the Celebrini line as this one gets picked off. High slot, nice half spin for Canada. Power move toward the forehand, and this one is blocked off with the right side of the pad. That was a great save as this is sent in. Off the pass, there's a backhand, no look. That's on the left side red line. Canada, nice move. Dumais trying to cut out in front. Czechia just trying to form a wall. This bounces near the right side boards and picked up by Canada. They're pressuring this nicely across the wall. Oliver Bionk trying to keep this one alive for Canada near the left side blue line, and it's dumped in. So Czechia had to deal with about a minute 30 of pressure here from Canada, but they formed that wall in front of their goaltender, in front of the goal mouth, and able to stop this one as it's been a series of cross passes back and forth. Alex Czech will watch this one as this one's flipped down here for Patrik. And across the right side wall, lifted off the stick, and now Canada will have this one trying to press out in front as it's dumped in. Canada now, a spinning turn. Mateychuk. Try to get this one out of the zone again. Czechia is having a severe press. Rehkopf off the back pass, turnaround shot. This one will go wide. Carson was trying to make a move there as this is sent in to Masomar. His line will have this one now as this is picked up near the wall. Czechia now right side. Has this up their forehand. Shot gets shoveled near the left side of the glass and up and out of play. 16:49 left to go in this first. Canada enjoying the first 4 shots on goal in this game so far. So John here with you on the call. Again, my apologies if I sound a little tired. Hopefully this will be the only 8:30 a.m. game that we have to do. This is at 6 a.m. You can say that because it'd probably be on 2 hours of sleep. As Macklin Celebrini into a half spin into a forehand, trying to make the move, but it was saved by Harbaugh. Again, he's on the second line to our first line today with Jordan Dumais and Fraser Minten. Macklin Celebrini, the first overall pick supposedly for 2024. Again, Conor Bedard had that type of pressure. Well, Macklin Celebrini, the 17-year-old, get the first goal for Team Canada. As Owen Ward has this one. A Danielson will send it out in front of the goal mouth and get it back. Turnaround fire shot. This one goes wide again. He scored the first goal in the first round, and that Red Wings product looked pretty good. We'll see what he can do now. Nate Danielson as it's spun around the wall again. This is just kept in across the goal line side. Now we'll get it back. Backhand as this is sticked in between his legs and knocked away. That'll be Tomas Sommer now on the Shibuka line that has it. Olszek and Shibuka out there right now as the rest of the forwards will take a change for Patrik Augusta's squad. Shibuka has the opportunity as this one gets up to the forwards here to the left side. Spacek will throw this one out in front, and it's saved by Rousseau. 4 shots to 1. Save goes up high for Eduard Chalet. And we will see what happens for Czechia. Again, last year, this was a gold medal matchup. And the year before that, on this side, we had kind of plays near the right side boards that was just kept in by one of the Anaheim Ducks products that you know so well, that it didn't go across the goal line before. It was an opportunity to be finished off for Ken Johnson. So Canada's had some heroics in the last 2 WJCs. Now they got to try to win this one in the quarterfinals against Czechia. So you might kind of feel a little bit of the rumble guts as this one sent in and stopped by Harbaugh. So 5 shots to 1 now. 15:36 left to go in the first round. I'm here with you. I'm your play-by-play man. It's a Tuesday morning here on this side in the East Coast. Again, I believe the way it works in Gothenburg, Sweden, is we're about a 7-hour difference on this side. So this is going to be an early afternoon game, something like that. It would be 1:30 on this side, even though it's about 8:45 Eastern for me. Again, thankfully for the Thursday-Friday side, I think it's going to be 1:30 Eastern starts. As this is nicely played off the backhand and goes just wide near the right side of the knob of the stick. As Becker made a move to try to score one-on-one against the Canadian defense, and that was a pretty good one. It was an inside-out, just trying to get around the Canadian defender. As this is Mateychuk that stayed in front. Again, this hit the top of the crossbar, but he stayed there close enough to try to get a stick in the lane, and the shot went just high. So he had good positioning there, even though he was almost beat off the back skate. Again, it's harder to skate backwards than it would be on the forward side, but still good effort there and good space for Mateychuk. As Macklin Celebrini will play this one off the backhand to May, off the back pass. This is very contested. There are 2 forecheckers here for Czechia in the left circle. As Dumais, his pass will get picked off. We'll see if Czechia can steal this, but Canada's back. Again, the close support was right after the draw. So Dumais really, they're all close enough to be able to get it, but Czechia did force a couple steals, and now this goes in the players' bench. 14:57 left to go on the first. Still 5 shots to 1 as far as shots on goal. So we're looking here, and the YouTube side, drawn over here with you on that end. You can watch this one if you have ESPN Plus. Again, usually I would say NHL Network, TSN, NHL Network in the States, TSN in Canada. If you do have ESPN Plus, you will get the clearest feed. That one is on there today. As this is knocked away off a couple of sticks. Picked up now. Olszek, a poke check by Jaeger. He's trying to get this one dumped in. This will go back to the defensive side for Shibuka. Pick this one up off his forehand. He's still working with it right now. He'll dump it near the right side wall. And the forwards will clear it in. Mathis Rousseau will stop it with the goal stick. 14:25 left to go in this first. As Canada has it, they're going to transition left to right. Again, they might do so on a delayed onside. Again, there was no penalty from what I saw as this one is flipped in. Cowan will get this back to his forwards. His Czechia now will get this one right to left. It's in their own end right now. There's Patrik and Galvis, third line defense out there right now. So Sapovaliv will have this one. Here's a wrist shot. Will go near the left side wall. Spun in behind the cage. Easton Cowan trying to provide support for the defense. Nice play near the right side of the blue line. Here's a power move toward the backhand. Cancel off to the right side wall as the forwards will crisscross. Here's a chance to step up and shoot off the wrist shot as Patrik got blocked. And now Sapovaliv will try to get this one here for Berge. Berge now try to pick this one off of the backhand as Sapovaliv has it. We'll try to spin it out in front of the net, and then we'll stop with a novice stick there for Rousseau. There's Czechia still working with it across the wall. They'll lose it. But again, Czechia only had 2 shots on goal, but they were right in front of the goal mount. The high danger chances that could be for the first 2, as this is a bouncing puck. This is right in between some of the line changes, so Czechia is right there. We'll get this near the right side done. We'll press on. 13:05 up to go on the first. Chalet. This will fall right to Rousseau. We will hold on. We get an ice break and a commercial. 13:03 left to go on the first. It's goals. So I'm going to go ahead and just look at the third line side of our lines here today because I know I'm leaving off on that end. I want to make sure I get this young man's name to go ahead and add in.
Online store of Hockey Canada and the largest selection of Hockey Canada gear anywhere. Get jerseys, men's and women's tees, hoodies, headwear, and more. Don't miss out. Shop now and get today's special offer. Shop.hockeycanada.ca, a Fanatics experience.
Not playing long for the other quarterfinals and in overtime. As Macklin, the captain, back there forehand dances everyone and ends the game and Finland on their way back to this Scandinavian arena and the second finals on Thursday. Draw that's won by Poitras. Back to Maveric Lamoureux.
So when we do get another break, I will give you Czechia's lines. We got those ones all set. It's picked up off the backhand now, and there'll be an opportunity for Sebastian Redlick's line as this gets fired in. So again, I'm still working with some of the things in progress until we get to another break. 5 shots to 2, but we will press on. 12:35 left to go on this first. John here with you from the ESPN feed. This is World Junior Championships quarterfinal game number 2. Let me give you an update. I think this one just went across. Finland wins this one in OT. They beat Slovakia, so the Slovaks were stunned by the United States. They gave up double-digit goals in the last game of the round robin. The Finns move on in the semis. We'll see who they'll play. But in our game right now, with about 12:33 left to go in the first, there are no goals yet between Canada and the Czech Republic. As the puck was just dropped, and Macklin, Celebrini, Dumais. This is centered out front, and this one will get blocked before it ever hit the net monitor for Harbaugh. Stenzel trying to keep this one live for the third line for Patrik Augusta's squad as this is backhanded in. Furlong's pass. He was pinched in deep, so it's Ramon. We'll get this one. Here's a rush of forehand, scores! Czechia gets the first goal of the game again, and it feels like a record on repeat. But can they continue to work with this? Stanzel's line scores, and I think it was him that got this one here. Jakob Stanzel gets the first goal of the game. He beats Rousseau forehand lifted as Ramon gets the breakout pass after the save from Harbaugh and a rocket of a wrist shot. Destroys Rousseau there, and we will see as it's bottom left of the mesh and in, and Rousseau got beat. He couldn't close the 5-hole, and Czechia on the board. Man, oh man, Czechia's got the first of the game here. We know that they are extremely dangerous. I will be completely honest with you. Stanzel gets his second of the tournament at 7:51. This is a team that I love to watch because they play like the Americans. They play physical, and they don't care what you throw in their face. They will continue to try to gain the pressure and find a way to get the job done. 11:45 left to go in the first. So Stanzel from Ramon. Here's a long chance, and this will get picked up. Let me pull back up my runs here as we get a chance for the Canadians on this side. Again, there's about 5,000 fans in Gothenburg, Sweden. They said that have been shoveled in, and they are feeling the pressure right now as this is Near the left side, Galvis now off the press. Near the right side wall, Czechia has just scored. Stanzo from Ramon on the third line as they got the first blood in this game. Picked up now off the forehand. Jaeger will fire this one in. Picked up now for the line of the third of Mateychuk and Tomas Galvis. They're still out there right now. 10:55 left to go in the first. Again, they led at this point last year at this time, but they were not able to hold it in the final. Again, this is just the quarterfinal right now between Canada and Czechia, but it is single elimination. As Rousseau and Harbaugh are all playing in their fifth game, the main goaltenders, there hasn't been anyone else at this point. You're seeing the chance of the replay. Off the rush from Ramon, he gets it off the save from Harbaugh, fires it 5-hole near the left side of the mesh, and it goes in. The Czechian fans are celebrating here. This will be a face-off for Beck against Sapovaliv. Beck will win this one clean. This was pressure near the blue line side. Good work by Czechia to shovel this one back. Canada has to go ahead and find it again. Our line, as this goes offsides here for the Canadians. They jump way out in front. And we will keep the play-by-play going after this short break. Again, we're still live in the action. Czechia has the first goal of the game. Jakub Stanzo from Dominic Ramon. 5-3 is the shots on goal, but Czechia is on the goal board first. 10:40 left to go. Almost halfway through regulation in the first period. Neutral zone draw. As this one is won by the Canadians. Again, those jerseys in between the black and the red part of it. I love those on that side. I think they really need to get this next goal. If they go down 2-0 against Czechia, I'd be a little concerned because we see them go down by a couple of goals against Germany in the game on Sunday before the new year, as this one's flipped in. And now the Canadians are the right side red line. Here's a good steal. And Poitras gets the steal, but the Canadians jump too early again, and we'll do this draw in the neutral zone. 10:13 left to go in the first. Again, I'm watching this one on ESPN Plus. It's one of the rare ones that gets carried on the app today. I would encourage, if you have that, it's the best chance to get the best picture. If not, you can watch the game on TSN in the States, NHL Network in the Americas on that side, TSN in Canada, or you can go ahead with the double IIHF on YouTube, although it might be a little bit of a delay. But if you got ESPN Plus today, you can check out this feed. So we're halfway through the first now. Czechia has the puck. Here's a chance of a long wrister, and this is saved off the stick from Furlong and up and out of play. 9:57 left in the first. We get a nice break.
There is no war so hateful to the gods. It's a war between kin. And no war so bloody.
So I know we're in the commercial break, but I do want to do this for transparency purposes. So for Team Czechia, their head coach, Patrik Augusta, forward lines sound like this. Adam Bears, Matthias Sapousek, and Jiri Kulich. Eduard Chalet, Matthias Melovsky, and Sebastian Redlich. Line 3 is Dominic Ramon, Andre Becker, and Jakub Stanzel. That's the line that scored between Stanzel and Ramon. Fourth line is Matthias Prebel, Adam Zhidlichky, and Maciej Melovsky. And the extra will be Jacob Hewer. No Robin Spauschek with the injury, I believe that is. No suspension. Defensemen are Tomas Hamura and Mark Olsher, Tomas Shibuka and Alice Czech, Mathis Rousseau and Tomas Galvis will be the third line. And Mateo Kochi will be the extra with Michael Harbaugh, number 30 in net. We're going to be checking back underneath the break. I will type in the goal when we get to our next stoppage. 9:57 left to go in the first. The Canadians will win a defensive zone draw, as this one is picked up off the blue line. This will be knocked down near the left side wall. Sabokov trying to make a play as he gets pinned against the wall. And now this is picked up by Dumais, but only momentarily. A couple active stick lifts here as this is knocked away. Ramon was out there, third line. Back out there for Czechia is Minten. Macklin Celebrini off the pivot, trying to keep it alive off the right side wall. He drew a double team, As it's near the left side red line now, as a couple of Canadians get pressed. And now Elshek will get this one. Here's a breakout. It's a breakaway for Czechia. And a penalty hand in the air for a hook. As Sapousek will take a long shot. Rousseau was down. And now Czechia. Once Canada touch, will go on the power play. They're still with it now. Sapousek, stutter step. Will send this one in the high slot. Czechia take their time near the right side wall. Off a pin. This will stay with Czechia until they touch. 8:56. Canada gets a stick on it. First power play of the game belongs to the Czechs, and they're already up 1-0. Balick is having a little bit of a talking to on the other side, and we will see if that continues. So a stretch pass and a hook on the hands, and that's what's going to be called. Sebastian Redlich was off to the races here. He had an opportunity to score, but he got hooked on the hands. It wasn't far enough to be able to. They are calling a penalty shot. So Ramon, excuse me, he's the one that broke on the third line side. They're calling a penalty shot. So no power play here. I didn't think he was free and clear enough. It was a little bit delayed. And now Ramon has an opportunity to score on a penalty shot with 8:56 left to go in the first. It's the second penalty shot of the tournament. So Ramon, can he make this 2-0 for Czechia? This is huge for Rousseau. He's got to stop it. Now in the middle of the right dot. Forehand, and he makes the stick save, does Rousseau. Rome got in a little bit too tight. He ran out of space, and Rousseau comes up big for the Canadian fan base. And they're celebrating here with a big stop. Again, backhand, forehand. He tried to go back to his backhand, but by the time he did that, Rousseau was already able to make the stick save. And Ramon really didn't have a chance to lift him tight. It just got the stomach of Rousseau, maybe even partial of the stick, as it's stopped by the Canadian netminder. And again, you feel pretty good on that side after Canada. You get the gigantic save, as it's 5-on-5 still. We thought it was going to be a 2-minute power play for Czechia. So how much will this change things after the save? As Canada is back to full strength and a save is made. Here's a slap shot. This one will get blocked. Cleared down the ice, but it's a 1-on-2, and Canada's got the defensive reinforcements, as they'll flip this one back for Maveric, Lamoureux, and Denton Mateychuk. Mateychuk now, as this is opportunity for Conor, Geekie, cross pass, good sticks in the lane for Czechia. 3-on-2 developing near the right side wall. Here's a pass right in the middle of the slot. This one gets picked up across the red line. Czechia will turn and spin as Kulich lost it. And now this will be an opportunity for Denton Mateychuk. Up the long stretch, this gets knocked down by Czechia. And now Kulich has a Buffalo Sabres product off the setup as this one goes across the wall. Sapousek will fire as this is spun around. Recollected here. Nicely played. Jiri Kulich, I always say watch out for him. Runs into his own man. Canada kind of forced that there. Now a hand pass will blow the play dead. Canada has had a few chances off the rushes that have just been taken away by offsides. Now a hand pass. As Savoy making his first start after the penalty that was called against him for headhunting in the IIHF. If it was in the NHL, it would be a clean hit on that end. 7:48 left to go in this first. So that'll be something that I will continue to monitor. Again, anyone on the YouTube side, thank you for joining me on this side of the call. You can watch this one on ESPN Plus to get the best feed, TSN and Canada side NHL Network in the States. 7:48 left to go in this first. So 1-0 lead for Czechia, courtesy of the Stanzo line. Dominic Ramon had a penalty shot, but he does have a primary assist from the Stanzo goal. Long flip. As this is an opportunity now for Oliver Bonk. And now Donovan. As this is sticked out of the air. Nate Danielson, I'm trying to find him with the back line. It's flipped in here now for Rousseau. Stop it with the stick. This is Oliver Bonk. Off the half spin. He's in his own end. He'll bank it off the wall to his defensive partners. The Canadians will look to go left to right. It's a pretty even first period. Shots on goal are 5-4. Canada has had an opportunity to really find that press, as this is in between a couple bodies, and Czechia nicely hits this up the left side of the glass to hedge their bets and get it in deep. 6:55 left to go in the first. Joining there with you, I'm your play-by-play man. Watching this one on ESPN Plus. It's Czechia with a 1-0 lead, courtesy of YouTube guidelines. I can't show the game, but I wish I could. Danielson has it near the right side wall as it's knocked away. And now Galvis. He's underneath a couple of pressures here. Becker is a check is finished. He picks it back up and now might lose it again as it's near the right side wall. Very physical so far as Czechia trying to get this one out. Becker will get it here. As this will be an opportunity for Galvis near the wall. He'll take a wrister that gets blocked near the right side of the dot. Put around the goal mouth and spun around and behind the cage of Rousseau as he's standing up near the right side post. As Canada looks to get neutralized here, back in behind their own cage and get set up. Forwards are taking their change. Now the rest of the defensemen will as well. This is near the left side red line. Czechia forced a turnover. And now Hamara will have it with the Ulster line. Hamara now racing across the red line, gains the entry. He might try to get his own clear as this is doubled near the left side of the red line, but Canada able to solve the pressure. Now they'll get this one here for Jaeger. Jaeger now will stutter step. He's getting the sauce pass down the middle. This goes just wide of Harbaugh's glove as it's picked up by Jaeger. Right in the high slot, sticked away. Jaeger still trying to find this thing as Czechia will get it in between the circles. Carson, Rehkopf, Jaeger, and Cowan on this fourth line. It's Cowan now. He's near the left. This will be picked up by Czechia as it's jumped around the end boards though. Sapovaliv off the rush. They'll leave the drop pass. This goes sharp angle shot right into the catching glove of Rousseau, and we get a stoppage. 5:17 left to go in the first. They're showing it, but Ramon gets stonewalled by Rousseau on the penalty shot. He keeps this only a 1-0 lead for Czechia. Come right back. Let's finish up the final five.
It calls you to a place with no boundaries, where the trail ends and beyond begins. Chevrolet Silverado ZR2, built to take you where the trail ends, so you can go beyond.
Hey, Marvin, can I come to your house next? Right now, get 50% off Crave Basic and start streaming the biggest series,
Right, it's the corner seat.
including the best shows of 2023.
Cheers, guys.
I'm gonna roll fun.
Plus, Crave's the only streaming service with a record-breaking hit.
Ready for fun?
Barbie.
Get that Barbie!
For a limited time, get 50% off Crave Basic. Learn more at crave.ca/Boxing Week.
Now trying to get the speed game going and start to good outlet passes. When they do, they can generate chances like that. Full on people try up the ice, almost turning Cowan back door, but it all starts with better passing from their own end through the neutral zone. Cue up the rush. Geekie on it. That's a takedown. Hopes that free for Lamoureux.
So Geekie, Mateychuk, and Lamoureux, they all touch the puck there as we come back in. Here's a chance for Savoy. Geekie cross pass, and this one will get sticked away before it ever hit Harbaugh. 4:55 left to go in the first. We're just jumping back underneath the action near the left side wall. Canada still with this thing as this is kept in, and a pass goes in between the legs. Got to be careful here. We'll see if Rousseau gets out of the goal crease to play it. Yes, he does. Here's a breakout pass. Now it's an opportunity for Poitras off the drop pass. Now in the high slot, Canada defense stuck in the middle of the change. So the forwards trying to do their work as Savoy is pinned against the wall. Poitras got in front of the referee. Here's an opportunity for a bouncing puck, and this one will go just wide. Near the right side is Chevlock. We'll go ahead and pick this one up off the half spin. Doesn't hold the blue line, and now Czechia has an opportunity in their own zone to go ahead and start again for Sabuka. And I'll check. Sabuka here leaves it for Czech. And now here's a pass. Right near opportunity for Chalet as this one will get sticked away by Rousseau. Chalet still working it. Or Chalet will send this one to the right side across the goal mouth. Canada will intercept. This is an opportunity. Off the backhand pass. Good setup off the forehand back pass. But this will be right there for Czechia to intercept and foul it back down the ice. Chance up the right side wall. Macklin, Celebrini. We'll go ahead and take a forehand chance. This one will get stick to side as it's up near the right side of the wall. Minten gets taken away. And now Czechia try to break this one out right to left. Again, they got the first goal. Here's a long flip. This might get a little chance for Rehkopf to have to force some trouble. He does get a stick lift. Czechia does have it. I'll put it around the end boards here. So standing up near the right side post. Pick it up off the backhand now. Czechia still trying to ride the wall as they go near the left side red line. The refs continue to watch his forehand chance here for Ramon, who got stopped on the penalty shot. He'll get this one near the right side of the blue line as this is held in by Lamoureux. Still in deep at the Canadian defensive side, and they'll make their pass. Try to take this one left to right for the Dumais line, and this one will be flipped back down in deep. Czechia now puts it across the right side wall. This gets sticked away a couple times, and now Czechia in deep. This hard ball waiting near the right side of the post. It's Samara now. I'll try to get this one down, and Beck will give chase. It'll be a hybrid icing against Czechia. They can't change with 2:31 left to go on this first. Shots on goal are now 6-5. It's pretty even on that side, but I will say Canada had the pressure for about the first 2.5 minutes. They got a lot of chances in between the circles, but those were blocked. Czechia was kind of forming a wall, try to make sure it was kept clean in front of Hardball. And on the other ends for Czechia, when they had a couple opportunities to score, it was stopped in the middle of the circles and tied off a couple wraparounds. The breakout pass from Ramon on that side for Jakob Stanzel. It remains the only goal of the game so far as Czechia is out in front 1-0. Center ice draw, won by Canada. They played back momentarily to get set up, but this is picked off. Sapovaliv with a wrist shot right in the webbing of the catching glove of Rousseau as we get some pushing and shoving here from Celebrini, Furlong, from some of the Czechian forwards. So Macklin, team ranks of the 2024 WJCs, first in goals and points with 4 and 8, 8 rush chances, 11 slot shots, and the most shots on goal. So he's been the play driver. He's played that role that Conor Bedard had to play as we're looking at Robin and Rick Celebrini, his parents on that side, the 17-year-old. Again, younger sister as well. Very good soccer players, TSN feed says on that side for number 17. So again, appreciate anyone that joins in on the Twitter space or the YouTube side. We'll take a look at the question as we get to the end of the first. We got 2:15 left to go on that side. Against Celebrini, 25 points in 15 games with Boston University. The college side, but the WJCs is the biggest one right now. Sapovaliv will get taken away from the puck. Here's a one-timer for Al's check, and this goes in. Rousseau couldn't find it in between his legs, and oh man, it's a 2-0 lead for Czechia. It looked like a routine slap shot near the left side of the blue line. And this goes in the back of the twine, and the Canadian fans are in disbelief, and honestly, so am I, as this is a nice play for Bears near the left side wall to keep it going. He's the one that started it. One-timer, turns and fires. Honestly, Rousseau thought he had it. This got deflected again. 5-hole goal. The second one of the game. Rousseau can't close it. It speeds by, goes in the goal crease, and a 2-0 lead for Czechia. So much time left to go in this game, but with 1:59 left to go in a first, a lead for Czechia is much different than a lead for Germany. I have to say it that way, and I think everybody would agree with me, regardless of whatever side of the fence you sit on. So this one, off a touch pass, Czechia, here they come again. And it's a stick save. Shabalka gets his first at the 18:01 marker. That is a huge one at this side from the Buffalo Sabres product, Jiri Kulich. So I already mentioned when it was a 1-0 lead for Czechia that Canada need the next goal. Now they're down 2-0 with 1:20 left to go in the first. Oliver Baum, this is near the right side wall. Good move here for Canada. Have this one here for Matthew Poitras, Boston Bruins product. Here's a wrist shot. This one will get blocked near the wall. Harbaugh will brush it away with the stick. And now Czechia. Stretch pass again. This one bounces off the stick and goes for an icing, I guess. It touched a stick, but nonetheless, Canada gets the ice. 1:04 left to go in the first. Again, there was an opportunity to be able to be kept in a couple of times, and it was Chalet making the play, just trying to hold that wall with Bears. Bears made it. And then he gets the slap shot back there from Shabuka, gets his first of the tournament. Just under 2 minutes left to go in the first at the time of the goal. 1 minute left to go right now in real time. This one gets gloved down. Sent in, Maveric Lamoureux will get this one down, but no problem here for Czechia as they have this calmly. And behind their own cage for Matthias Melovsky. This one will get iced one more time. So Czechia has to get their lines back out there again. On the second line for Chalet, Melovsky, and Redlick. 47 seconds left to go in this first. What a development it's been as we're getting near to end the first period. Shabuka scores the second goal of the game, and Jakub Stanzel opens it. Czechia has a 2-0 lead. Again, this is a gold medal rematch from last year. Czechia was able to stun the Canadians in the opening round, but they couldn't finish it off in the gold. Now, this is a quarterfinal in the following year in 2024 that we're doing live. And Czechia has got a 2-0 lead. They're trying to take it in the dressing room after one. This would be an insane development as this one's sent in. But as far as this tournament, again, Canada has only lost one game as they got shut out by Sweden on that side. But nonetheless, they still haven't looked like the team. Again, they didn't have Conor Bedard. They do have Macklin Celebrini. Here's another chance off the rush. Minten here's for a drop. This one will get sticked aside. And that's going to end the first period. Canada is down with a 2-0 deficit after one as players come together after that late shot. But before we close it, again, Macklin Celebrini, it's a little bit different of a line because you got Dumais, Celebrini, and Fraser, Minten, Conor, Geekie, Poitras, and Savoy. You have some talent. I even like Nate Danielson in the opener that we covered here. But they're down 2 after one against a Czechia team that I've always told you is not to be trifled with. When we come back, we'll call it the second period. Czechia up by a pair.
IIHF World Junior Hockey Championship from Gothenburg, Sweden is brought to you by the Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup. Do good, fill the cup, and your team could win $100,000 for charity. Learn more at ChevroletGoodDeedsCup.ca.
You know, it's a funny thing. When you put off doing something for so long, it begins to feel like this big, impossible thing. Like there's a big mental block.
And yet, it only took him 20 minutes.
Willful is Canada's most trusted online will platform. Create a legal will from the comfort of home without the cost and hassle of visiting a lawyer. Visit willful.co to start your will today.
With Dash Pass from DoorDash, get more to your door for less. Groceries, self-care, restaurants, and snacks. With no delivery fees and savings on every order. Dash Pass with Dash Pass from DoorDash. Start your 30-day free trial now.
Dipped, drizzled, sandwiched, sprinkled, or straight up. There's a million ways to enjoy Cavendish Farms fries, but only one way to make them the right way. Grown, picked, washed, chopped, checked, and packed out just right. Cavendish Farms, made our way. Enjoy your way.
So I'm going to go ahead and get these goals typed in and these notes, and then we will check back in as we're in the middle of the first intermission. Czechia has a 2-0 lead over Canada.
Still here. Still fresh. Get 6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection with Dalian Sapousek.
For the front row watchers, the couch coaches, and the serious snackers, huddle with your home team, M&M's for all fun times.
Let's make sure healthcare is right there for us all. Health and well-being with just a call. Let's make producing food more sustainable, so feeding our growing world is attainable. Let's make our communities safer, smarter, and stronger. Let's make our home last longer. Let's make our technology work for good. Let's make the future friendly.
So again, let's go through the goals here. We'll give you a little bit of a reset. So after a save from Rousseau, the puck was picked up by Ramon, and a breakout pass brings Stanzel near the left wing, and he scores 5-hole past the Canadian netminder. The best chances came from Czechia early. The goal was at the 7:51 marker.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just that I want to be out there. It's never easy to go up to team play and you're sitting in the stands. So it's good to be back in the lineup tonight. We just got to clean some things up.
I feel like you guys have learned how to bend and not break. So what do you think that conversation will be in the locker room?
No, exactly that. I think. Well, we're really motivated group, really tight group in there. So
marking this in there as well. The best chances for Canada opened up in the first 2.5 minutes of the game. That got blocked in between the circles. Good sticks in the lane for Czechia. And then Chibuka scores off a slap shot after a great keep-in by Berge. Rousseau gets beat 5-hole again. This was a gold medal matchup in 2023. We knew that Czechia was going to be able to bring the intensity. Hell, that's why I got up here just before the 8:30 line on the East Coast and the AM. We'll try to bring this one to you. It'll be the second time that we covered Canada. Covered them in the Open against Finland, and now covering them in the quarterfinal round against Czechia. Second time we've looked at Czechia as well, and it's for good reason. Again, that goal off the slap shot, go ahead and get the time marked away from that at 18:01.
It goes back to the point, and there's just no question the goaltender has to have.
But it's a save that's got to be made. They're telling us on the TSN version of the breakouts with the coverage is leading on ESPN Plus, and I agree. 2 5-hole goals. I'm not going to sit here and say that Rousseau is tired because Harbol's on the other end, both playing 5 games. They played every single game for their respective teams. But those are saves that have got to be made. Again, I mentioned in the Open in the first story against Finland that the numbers for Rousseau are absolutely ridiculous. He had a save percentage in the 960s on that side as he is a member of Halifax in the Quebec Major Junior League. But again, a couple of these saves that should be made are not, and that's why Czechia is up 2-0. And again, nothing to take away from Czechia as far as their offensive zone pressure. They've done everything right in this game, and they deserve to be out in front. Canada needs to be able to get more shots on goal, try to find that press and see what they can do in the second period, because now if they find themselves any sort of more of a deficit than 2 after 2 periods of play, I don't think they'll come back. Czechia is not going to allow them to be able to score 3 straight unanswered goals, I would imagine. This team is too good for that. Again, Slovakia had shown you to be good within the first 3 games of this tournament, but after getting annihilated by the Americans 10-2, they lost the opener today to Finland. And again, as we started the first day of knockouts on this Tuesday, it was a 4-3 win in overtime for Finland. We'll take a look at it. So Sikora opens the scoring with 1 second left to go in the first from Mazar. 1-0 lead for Slovakia after 1. It was 1-1 after 2. Ministo scores with 2:36 marker. High sticking for Polkinen. Czechia can't take advantage. 1-1 after 2. Hamenenio scores 2-1, 36 seconds in. Finland feeling good until Dvorsky scores at 7:09. Ties the game at 2. Kasamaki makes it 3-2 at 18:26. And it was a really late goal that Messer answers for his second point of the game, a goal and assist from Strabuk and Dvorsky at the 1916 marker. We go to overtime until Lasala scores 24 seconds into the overtime, and Finland defeats Czechia. So they move on Thursday. Again, we'll get all the time squared away once all these matchups are done. Recovering Canada and Czech Republic, it's 2-0 Czechia. After 1, USA and Latvia will be on NHL Network in the States at 11 a.m. Again, that should be a win for the Stars and Stripes, you would imagine. They got the easier matchup and won their group. Again, for Slovakia, they did not win their Group B because the United States beat them in the fourth game. They had to beat Slovakia to win their group, so they played Finland and lost. Sweden gets the easier matchup against Switzerland for winning their group and going 4-0. They play at 1:30 p.m. They got the night game in the host in Gothenburg.
Nights, broken hearts, broken drives. So why do we love hockey? For 60 years we've been beside you, loving the passion.
Let's just get the stats in this first period.
All the firsts. Because you can't help but love this game. And neither can we. Here's to another 60 years of loving hockey together.
Shopping online comes with digital threats, so turn on NordVPN. Steer clear of phishing websites and encrypt your online traffic. Get the deal now.
This place is flat. We got some great investment advice before we were in mutual funds. Giving away 2% in high fees every year, times 30 years. That could have been hundreds of thousands of dollars lost. That's why we switched to Questrade.
In Canada, we lose 20 people to drug overdose every single day. That's the crisis. Donate to help CAMH face addiction head-on.
Marvelously.
Dreamland is calling.
Marvelously.
Go ahead and get these goaltenders put in. So Mathis Rousseau and Michael Hardball, they have their 5th start of the tournament. They've not used any backups.
You should use it every wash, otherwise the flakes will come back.
He's right.
Is that Tiny Troy?
There's no itchiness, dryness, or flakes down here.
I love Tiny Troy.
Make every wash count.
The climate crisis is here and more urgent than ever. We're taking action to face this global challenge. Regulating greenhouse gas emissions from electricity production. Investing to make Canada's power grids more energy efficient. And incentivizing industries to reduce greenhouse gases. Learn more about how we're taking action to help move towards a cleaner future at canada.ca/climate crisis. A message from the Government of Canada.
I don't understand. I can still see it.
You're clinically blind.
Tell me every detail.
Turn left.
The series premiere of Sight Unseen, Monday, January 22nd. Special preview Sunday, January 21st for the NFL on CTV.
Let me make sure that I go ahead and mute this, because if I don't mute this, then I will get copyrighted. So I'm not too happy with Canada playing live music, even though it is Eminem on that side. But I have to make sure I do that, as this is in the middle of the intermission.
There's 3 talks around.
They're showing a little preview with Jake Furlong. Let's do a little reset here on my side and check to see if anyone's on the YouTube end. I am looking in the chat as far as the votes. I said who wins this matchup and moves on to the semifinals. 3 out of 4 votes say Canada over Czechia. But again, I'll have to tell you this, if you joined me on the last year's side for the World Juniors, you know that Canada won the gold medal game against Czechia. What happened in the first round? Czechia got the stunning upset of the Conor Bedard-led squad. Now it's Macklin Celebrini. Now these two teams meet once again, this time in the quarterfinal. And Czechia already out in front with the 2-0 lead. It was a late night for me, admittedly, last night, covering part of the college football playoffs. Again, I've never done play-by-play for the NFL. I don't know enough to do all of that, but I do know this. On the side when watching those 2 games in between Alabama and Michigan and Washington and Texas, that was a hell of a lot of fun last night. It was an opportunity for both the teams, for myself and Michigan Wolverines, and for the Washington Huskies for Cooper Hopkins, for both of us, both of our football teams in college, collegiate alma maters. For him, I went to Oakland University, but I have a Michigan household here on this side. For both of us to play on Monday night. That's going to be a lot of fun for the national championship. And I can tell you this, honestly, for me, whoever wins, I will be very happy. I can say that hands down, no problem. No BS detected on that side. I'm just happy to have that be the situation. Quite honestly, I think like all of you, I wouldn't put my money where my mouth is as far as betting. But I was thinking going in, Alabama and Texas, they're going to crush the dreams of both teams, and I'm not going to be happy when it gets in the final. But now getting a chance to watch Michigan and Washington, I think it's a little bit refreshing, to be honest. We have a team out of the Pac-12, a team out of the Big Ten, and the two teams that are undefeated are the ones that are going for it all to try to win it. I think that's pretty cool. So we'll see what happens on the Monday night. That game will kick off just after 7:30 Eastern. Again, for him, it'll be about, I believe, 4:30 Eastern. Again, a 3-hour difference in here for Seattle in comparison to Michigan here for me on that side. But I'm going to look forward to that on Monday night. When I come back, we'll do the second period here. But as far as the rest of the week in our coverage, I have no more Waterford Sharks games until February 17th when they come back. And from there for the local summit. So World Juniors will be for me for Thursday and Friday. Thursday will be a semifinal. That'll be United States lean if they're still active after this game against Latvia. Again, that puck drop will happen after this one's done between Czechia and Canada. So Thursday will be United States lean for me if they're still active, and then Friday will be the gold medal game at 1:30 Eastern. That's my next two streams. So semifinal Thursday, probably the late one at 1:30, Friday 1:30 gold medal game, regardless of whoever is left. Right now we have a development. Again, for the Czechia fans, it's not really a development, and for me, because we watched it last year in the first round in the gold medal game when Czechia was given everything it could handle to Canada, but now it's a 2-0 lead after one for Czechia. Canada doesn't have the same type of firepower that they did going into the tournament. That is no slight when you don't have Conor Bedard, and again, the only other returner I believe you have was Owen Beck. That puts you in a little bit of a situation, and honestly, for Canada, I understand you bring in Matthew Poitras from the Boston Bruins. That does help a lot. They're going to need some other heroes, and they're going to need Rousseau to make some saves on that end, because at least for one of them, as it was kept in by Berge, and the slap shot was fired from Chabuka near the left side dot, that's one he's got to have. Couldn't close the 5-hole twice, and that's what Czechia is out in front by a pair. But what are your thoughts? Let me know. Facebook, Twitter, X at John Reinott. Instagram at TBU Gunslinger. I'm on the X and Twitter space at John Reinott. Same thing on the YouTube side.
Front row seat to the latest releases, plus access to your favorite film series.
Trying to keep hydrated, especially here in the morning. I think after I watch the United States game and finish up this type of the assignment today for Czechia and Canada, probably falling back asleep because I'm trying to be active here in about 2 hours, 2.5 hours of sleep. It was a long night from the college football playoffs, trying to get all that stuff done. I had a lot of makeup work to do from the New Year's side. So probably when that's all done in about 5 or 6 hours, I'm going to fall back to sleep for a few hours and then get ready for the Thursday assignment. Stanzel with his second of the tournament at 7:51, and Shabuka, the defenseman from Jiri Kulich, the Buffalo Sabres product at 18:01. Those are your goals right now as players are getting back on the ice in Gothenburg, Sweden. And we'll get settled here for the second period. So Gord Miller always does the play-by-play for the WJCs. He does a lot of the work for Canada on that end, and for the Winnipeg Jets sometimes on TSN. He always has that coverage. He's always very good. He's one of the very best. I'm sure he's stunned a little bit on this side, but again, I think both of them, alongside Mike Johnson, are very aware of what Czechia can do throughout this tournament. So they're talking about puck management and positioning to be the primaries to focus on for Canada in this second period. We'll see what will change as Czechia is enjoying a 2-0 lead. Again, if you're a Canadian fan, I don't think you should be too worried about having too much time, but I do think you understand that Czechia is the type of opponent that does not mess around. So we'll get back into the play-by-play here. As this is recollected of Mateychuk. We'll send this one here, and this will be spun back around for Lamoureux. Now Mateychuk. Look to spearhead it for the forwards as this is picked off from Macklin Celebrini. And now Czechia puts this around the inboards. Macklin Celebrini will go ahead and get chase. It's a 1-on-2 as Czechia has the puck possession. They'll continue to spin. And off the back side of the wall. This is Canada that has the puck now. An opportunity for Lamoureux. Good hit finished off by Lamoureux. It's 2-on-1 though. Cross pass, big stop by Rousseau. And he had to have that one near the left side of the dot. He saved a sure goal. As it's not even a minute into the second period. 10 shots to 7 now. This is spun out in front. As Canada had a chance. Furlong will send this one in deep. And now Else check. So he gets canceled off. Tomas Homura trying to provide support. And now 2-on-3. Flood the puck in the neutral zone. Canada finds the entry. Poitras trying to find a shovel pass from left to right. As it's put in around the inboards. Picked up now by Furlong. This will be drop back for Geekie. Furlong now will get this off his forehand as it's Poitras. Turn and fire. Dumais gets blocked. And now Furlong gets back on defense. And across the red, Czechia finds the entry. Long shot. This one will get blockered aside by Rousseau. 18-15 left to go in the second. We'll see if the gigantic save to open the second period will spearhead Rousseau. I mean, he's got to really have an important next 40 minutes here because Canada is already down by a couple of goals. Czechia trying to go left to right. They got the red tops with the white jerseys and the red pants. Canada with the red shirts and the black pants mixed with the red and black striping. Always like those jerseys for the Canadians. As Eduard loses it. Third line side's got it now. Danielson giving it a lift. Gets this near the right side red line. Try to get this one back to D. Just hold the blue line here. Is Danielson, another Redmond's product, waiting, racing in behind the net now. As this will crisscross. Forehand chance. This one gets sticked aside by Czechia. And now they'll try to get this one left to right. Good interception by Canada, but sticks in the lane one more time. As this is intercepted. Canada has it near the right side red line, trying to buy space and behind the net for hardball. Turn and chance. This one gets pinballed wide. Canada has it for Oliver Bonk. Third line defense out there right now. Gets it to his defensive partner, Mateychuk, as this one goes just wide as the lines have been mixed. Bonk and Mateychuk stuck out there right now. Easton Cowan waiting near the wall, but this pass doesn't find him. He's got to go back. Go ahead and take some change for Alan Letang squad. Easton Cowan, as this one gets kept in. Jaeger has it off the long lead pass near the right side dot. One timer. This one goes wide. There was a great chance near the right circle, and that one was fired wide. Here's an opportunity as Matthew Wood keeps it alive off the back check, and they'll try to get out of their defensive zone, does Canada. Here's a slap shot. This one goes around the inboards, and Czechia try to find it here as they'll get an opportunity for Melovsky on the second line. Melovsky will put this around the left side red line now as Canada will intercept. And they go ahead and pull this lineup just one more time for Patrik Augusta. Here's a rush and a score for the Canadians. They really needed that one. And we'll get the number on it for you momentarily. Right in off the rush. And the Canadians score the goal they desperately needed. It's Wood. And now it's a 2-1 game right in off the rush. And the camera immediately panned at Rousseau. You know he needed there. And they showed it from the first side. Mateychuk diving to get it out. His stretch pass was able to break it out. And he finishes it off. So a chance near the left side. This kisses off the post and in. Wood scores the goal. Matthew Wood, who's playing as the extra today. That's the extra goal that the Canadians really needed, and now it's 2-1. They're only down one. Tons of time left to go in the second now. That's why I mentioned don't panic, but do understand the type of opponent that you're playing against in Czechia. Didn't want to see the Canadians go down 3 straight goals because you feel like that could be a death sentence against Czechia. 2 is manageable. And now that they got a goal just before 5 minutes in the second period, that can make this a brand new hockey game. Czechia try to get this one as Dumais will knock this way off the rush. Else check, turns it over. Again, they mentioned Macklin Celebrini turns and fires that the puck possession and management across the neutral zone on their own and needs to be sharp. They're getting a lot of defensive pressures right now as Czechia has iced it. Wood from Cowan and Jaeger at the 3:43 marker. Matthew Wood scores the goal that makes it 2-1. And I think the Canadian fans can breathe a little easier. 2 goals off the rush in this game for both teams. That was expertly lifted past Harbaugh. Sign says bring home the gold for Canada. It's going to be a lot tougher for them now, but they can definitely do it. This line is still pretty balanced all the way across the board. Not as stacked, but a lot of balance here for the Canadians. As this is a bouncing puck, someone lost a stick. Czechia player doesn't have it. This is a great save for Harbaugh near a severe angle as that was stopped. Go ahead and make the save, and it's going to be an offensive zone draw as Oliver Blanc let that one go. 15-18 left to go in the second. Again, my apologies on that side for any of the noise you might hear from the Pekingese barking. Again, it's an early stream in the east. So again, so everybody's going to be up on that side. And normally I stream late, but since we're in Gothenburg and Sweden on this side doing the feed, it just seems in the States we got to do these early games. Hopefully not for Thursday and Friday. They'll hopefully more toward the 1:30 Eastern. So I reckon I actually get more than 2 hours of sleep. As Mateychuk will get this one for Lamoureux. This one gets blocked and picked up by the forwards now. Off the backhand, Harbaugh didn't know where it was there for a moment, but it's an opportunity now for Conor Geekie. Into the right side, shovel pass, and this one goes just wide. And the Canadians now are really starting to buzz. You feel like they might tie this game from the things that I'm seeing. Here's a long slap shot. This one goes near the right side wall. Czechia just really can't find the puck right now, and they're kind of being hemmed in. Mateychuk will get this one across the bumper. They want the one-timer, does the forwards. It's a careless turnover. This will allow Czechia to get some puck possession. And now slowly backhand this one. Ramon will send this one. Shallon, this shot gets blocked again. He's got the second goal of the game. Here's a rush near the left side wall. Here's an opportunity for Beck. Off his forehand, still keeps it in the high slot. Sit up near the right side, Dutch, trying to give and go for Beck. This is picked up by Czechia, but it was very contested and behind the net. About 14 minutes left to go in the second. Again, it was a late goal for Matthew Wood. That's made it 2-1 now. Cowan gets sticked aside by Czechia. We'll see if Czechia can kind of settle themselves in the second period. It's been all Canadians so far in the middle stanza, and now they're only down 1. Turnover here. Furlong trying to sprint for Danielson. Cowan will pick this one. Furlong off a forehand pass. Danielson gets knocked down. Czechia again trying to form a wall in front of Harbaugh and get this one out. And across the blue line now, they just brush it away. Furlong trying to keep it in deep, allow Canada to be able to stay on sides. Furlong used the bouncing puck as Czechia gets taken off the puck. No penalties in this game so far. 13-15 left to go in the second. As we haven't had any stoppages here yet. No ice break, but again, the next whistle probably will be one. They usually do it at the halfway marker. We got 13:05 left to go in the second. It's a 2-1 game now, courtesy of Matthew Wood. There's a interception, long slap shot. This one gets stick aside. Carson Rehkopf now trying to get on this one. Danielson will look. This will go to the D. Danielson has it near the right side wall. He'll turn and fire. This one gets blocked. Al's check turning and making sure that he keeps it clean in front of the goal crease. Off the half spin, Czechia finds it in the second effort. They finally get out of their zone. Man, they've been stuck in here in the second. Here's another opportunity for Canada off the rush near the right side of the wall. There's a shovel pass of a backhand left out in front. There's a wrister that gets blocked. And this is absolutely insane right now for the Canadian pressure. Again, for Letang, they must have said all the right things in the locker room. This looks like a completely different team full of desperation. Here's a long outstretch pass. This could work out. Celebrini cross. And Harbaugh slides over and makes the save. And he really, really needed that. 12:08 left to go in the second. We go to commercial break. Matthew Wood makes it 2-1. Macklin Celebrini almost tied it. Come right back.
Today, you took Centrum and took one more step toward taking charge of your health. Centrum is a complete multivitamin with key nutrients, so every day you
Finals gave me a feeling of what it could actually look like to live there. It was my last night and we wanted something fun. Joanna is a really good singer, but I am very good with the lyrics. The next day we could not really talk because we had such a good time.
So much like the Stanzel and Ramon goal, it's Wood off the rush and he scores.
Excellent fast shot, but better saved by Bravo. Gets across the Mateychuk lines that back in. Comes it up the center right with Dumais. Reaching for his Minten.
So let's go ahead and get back into this play-by-play. So Celebrini, this one gets knocked away, but Canada has it out. Great move off the windmill, trying to keep it alive, and it will fall to Harbaugh. They'll go on and make the save. So as we're just coming back in from the break here, Celebrini set up Wood again, and Harbaugh made a fantastic save. Otherwise, this would easily be 2-2. And the tables have kind of turned a little bit here for Canada, and they're really taking control of the second period right now for Czechia. They got to find a way to alleviate some of this pressure because Canada has been all over them in the second period. Again, the first period was pretty close in the shots on goal, about 7-6 in favor of Czechia. And it was kind of sleepy here a couple of times, and Rousseau didn't make some saves that he probably should have. But this game so far in the second period has completely changed in Canada. Even though it's 12-12 in the shots on goal, I feel like they're playing much, much, much better than they ever did throughout this game so far. As this is picked up off the backhand, Furlong trying to go ahead and locate it. And now off the rush, it's Matthew Poitras with Geekie. And it's a little bit too far as this gets settled back down. Center on the inboards, and this will be iced against the Czechs with 11:09 as they're profiling Matthew Wood out of British Columbia here. Again, thank you to anyone that's joining on the YouTube side of the space. You can also follow along on Twitter and X. Said 5 votes. Who wins this matchup and moves on to the semifinals, Canada or Czechia? Again, it's pretty split, but Canada's got the 1 vote edge, 60 to 40%. 11:09 left to go in the second. Is Minten off the draw. This will be picked up here for Oliver Block on the third line defense for Letang squad. Minten tries to let it go, follows the block, and he just missed the right side of the post. That could have made it 2-2. Here's a chance from the shot from Nelson. That goes just wide. And this is kept in off the backhand. Nelson trying to keep it alive. This is in behind the goal mouth. And Harbaugh was waiting near the right side post for Czechia. Gets around a stick twig. They'll go ahead and take their change for Patrik Augusta's squad. Blanc has it. They'll leave it here for Macklin. Celebrini, the caged one. We'll get this one across. Here's a great cross pass and a glove save for Harbaugh. What a setup that was from the left to right dot in the high slot. And Wood gets his third opportunity to score. He's already got 1 in this period. He's getting some prime time chances now. That was a gorgeous feed in between the right dot, let it go. That's a fantastic glove save. So Harbaugh makes the save. He keeps it 2-1. Honestly, this could be 3-2 Canada, the way that this has been going right now. Wood could have a natural hat trick. I'm not even kidding. The 15th overall pick by Nashville in 2023 draft. You can kind of see why. That guy's got a hell of a release. As this is sent around the inboards. Stenzel put it around. It's a race for the puck now. We'll see who gets this one here for Owen Allard. So it's Owen Allard, Owen Beck, and Nate Danielson on the third line side. Allard being pinned near the left side of the red line as we've hit the halfway marker of the second period. Drawn on. I'm your play-by-play man. As this is Beck off the spin. Beck try to leave this one here for Allard. Spun around. Nate Danielson trying to get in on his horse. And now Beck as this is picked up by Hamora. Now Sapovaliv will get it down. Czechia has not played with the puck very much at all in this second period. They've iced it a couple times, and they have been up against the precipice right now, just trying to hold on. Is Mateychuk. He's in deep near the left side of the dot. Maybe he'll get back to his defensive side, but he's pinching in severely here near the left side of the red line, trying to get this away from Melovsky. As Canada has it behind the offensive arbor. Mateychuk. He'll make the cross pass, a series of one-touch passes in between the circles. And now it's near the left side red line. Canada still with it up the press. Mateychuk combination pass. And this one will get knocked away. Back has it now. He won't look back to Mateychuk. They'll put it near the left side wall. Furlong off the half spin. So Mateychuk and Furlong really bringing the offensive defenseman in the part of the defensive side. Again, that's only half of the equation, and I mean that in the best respect possible. Chabuka, who had the second goal of the game, will leave this and get it back. 8:45 left to go. Again, this is a second period that's been all Canada, and Matthew Wood could have a natural hat trick on its own if it wasn't for a couple saves from Harbaugh. Easton Cowan waiting on the charge as Czechia is getting their forwards changed. Again, Cowan was the lone forechecker as this one sent down. I thought it was going to be ice, but I guess the refs say no, as this is Redlick. We'll get this one. Rehkopf turns it over. And now Furlong, as one of the Czechians lost the stick, they'll get one in from the bench. Canada got to be careful here. Off the delayed offside, here's a breakout pass, Cowan, and this one is sticked aside for Harbaugh. Just kept in across the blue line side. Canada has it near the right side of the wall. And centered in off the skate. A good backhanded pass attempt off the stick. It was a one-handed flick toward the left side of the goal mouth. And that got sticked aside as the ref gets out of the way there. Try to enter the zone was Czechia. They just not touched this as Bears overskates it. And now we get an offside. It's a nice break nonetheless. 7:46 left to go in the second. Matthew Wood has made it a 2-1 game. That's still where we stand with 7:46 in the middle frame.
Hey, hockey fans, Canada's post 50-50 is here. Don't miss your opportunity.
Again, I thank you guys honestly for following along on this side. Again, there's plenty of places that you can watch this. Now in the commercial break, just to let you know, you can follow along on the IIHF page on YouTube if you want to catch the stream. It might be a little bit delayed. But if you're following along on ESPN Plus, and you have ESPN Plus, go ahead and flip that feed right now. If you want to listen to my play-by-play, you can still do that. But again, Gordon Miller is the best. I would understand if you flipped. You can do that on ESPN Plus, TSN in Canada, or NHL Network in the States. So plenty of ways to absorb this game right now. It's still 2-1. Matthew Wood's got the latest. That was in the second period. We'll see what the secondary assists will be on. So Easton Cowan and Brendan Yeager. 2-1 at the 3:43 marker. When we get another stoppage, I'll go ahead and type that goal in. So this second period so far for the Canadians has been complete domination. And off the draw win, Czechia has iced it. But Czechia is still out in front by a goal. But this has been a complete turnaround in the second period for Alan Letang's squad. I think it said 15-3 did TSN for the Canadians in the quarterfinals all time in the WJCs. It says 9-15 in the quarterfinals, I believe, for Czechia. I want to go ahead and double check that if we can. But that's what we're going to cross on that side, as this will be iced again. Czechia has iced the puck 5 times in this second period so far. 7:32 left to go in this middle frame. I've said it a few times throughout this broadcast, and I feel like I have to say it this way. I feel like they're just trying to hold on right now in this second. And if this third period continues this same way, I would fully expect Canada to come all the way back and take it. They've got to find what was ever working in that first period and apply it again. Here's another face-off win for Canada. Lamoureux fires. This one goes high. This blocks Czechia. Good hit on the other side. What a lift by Yeager. Here's a ripper. And this one goes wide. That was a fantastic crunch. As this one is near the right side. A good open ice hit. Completely clean. 7:05. as Lamoureux put this around the end boards here. This has been Mateychuk. Get a chance to pick it up. It's a 3-on-2. Pick up the backhand now. Mathis Poitras has a turnaround and shoot and hard ball. Gets right in the trapper. 6:53 left to go. And the second shots on goal are now 13-12 in favor of the Canadians. Czechia is still enjoying a 2-1 lead. Let's take a look at that hit again, shall we? Geekie to Redlich, shoulder to shoulder. Perfect hit. And Redlich got absolutely lifted. So good work by Canada on the forecheck there. There's one of the chicklets still missing here for Geekie, but we'll take that. He wants the Canadian gold on that side. 6:50 left to go in the second. Another defensive zone draw win by the Canadians. Mentioned that a lot in the first period. Again, we'll give you those official numbers when we get another break. As this is near the right side wall, Stenzel trying to keep puck possession on his check. And this is stopped by Rousseau. Haven't called his name on about 6 minutes real time. I don't know if that's a good thing for Canada or not. Again, because his save 2 minutes into the second period absolutely should have been a goal for Czechia. It would have been 3-0 at the time with the second period just beginning. He absolutely saved a goal. Wood has had 3 golden high-danger opportunity chances to score. He's converted on 1. It's 2-1 now. Else Czech gets blocked. Czech with an outright stick trying to make this happen. Macklin Celebrini will shovel it ahead. A little bit too far for Dumais. And this will be used in off the glass nicely. Furlong has to recollect at his own end. 6:15 left to go in the second. As it's fired in. Now almost Czech has to turn around in his own end. As this will be an opportunity for Andre Becker. Becker will get this out now left to right. As it's a good shovel pass ahead. Czechia gets us in between the skates. No penalties called in this game so far. Here's a clapper from the left side dot. Gigantic rebound given up. And this is an opportunity as this is kept in the high slot. Sapovaliv. Saboka now has it now. Here's another slap shot. This will get blocked in the massive humanity. Just kept in by Czechia though. Near the right side, Jiri Kulich tries to funnel it near the left side dot. Macklin Celebrini will get it out. This is in across the red line. Good active stick. Czechia has it now. Near the right side wall, Chalet's line is out there. Melovsky can't find it. And now this is near the left side dot. Turn around and spun here. Jaeger lost it. 5:15 left to go in the second. John Ott, I'm your play-by-play man, watching this one on ESPN Plus. It's World Junior Championship. We're just starting the quarterfinal stage. Breakout pass. This one's picked up. I try to find Cowan in all alone. We're watching this one on ESPN Plus. This is the second quarterfinal a day. Finland has eliminated Slovakia in overtime. They advanced on Thursday. We'll see who else advances. We got 2 other games left. As it's Sweden will play the last game, and USA and Latvia will be game 3. 4:47 left to go in the second. Czechia still up 2-1.
Red Bull gives you wings. It calls you to a place with no boundaries, where the trail ends. Beyond begins. Chevrolet Silverado ZR2, built to take you where the trail ends, so you can go beyond.
Don't pay interest. Finance a Chevrolet Silverado with 0% on select 2023 models for up to 60 months. Visit Chevrolet.ca for details.
Mr. Shulman, my name is Terry McNamara. I'm a scout for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Stallman getting into it with one of the toughest players. I'm going to put the work in. I'm going to get the job done. Corey Stallman has quickly become a fan favorite in Hometown. Cleveland Andrews Rapid basketball continues tomorrow. The Rapids take on the Grizzlies, coverage at 7:30 Eastern, 4:00 Pacific on CSN. A warm welcome back home to the Raptors. Young hockey players here as well. Number 14, driven by Roger and Gothenburg. This is a long, glorious hockey history. Conor Pivots back for Canada. Now for Lamoureux. These two Canada minutes played for game. The pass up for Danielson is missed. An icy call against the Canadians.
So checking back underneath the action here, 4:32 left to go. In the second, the Canadians have just iced the puck. I did want to mention this as far as just typing this in the notes as we're underneath 5 minutes to play in the second period. That Czechia finally has shown a pulse. I feel like I have to show that. That's just in the second period. They opened with the first 2 goals of the game. The first period was pretty good for Czechia. And even though they lead on the shot board 15-13, they've not done much except for the outside shot a couple times in this second period. Canada's really kind of played with this puck, and Wood, I think, could honestly have had a natural Patrik, but he's been denied a couple extra times. Mateychuk lets one go. This one is blocked between a funnel of players, and now Beck and Danielson trying to make something happen. As this is kept there, Sapovaliv trying to keep it alive off a couple of stick checks and get the puck possession. As this is Lamoureux. He's pinched in deep and out for Danielson. He'll turn and fire. Beck has it. And this is saved here for Harbaugh with a stick. And now Czechia off a long stretch. They will finally get it out. Again, we've said that a lot in the second period. Now opportunity off the rush. Near the right side is Canada. Will get an opportunity to pick it up. Mateychuk turns and fires. Again, it gets blocked, but it's near the left side red line here as he continues to work his way behind the net. Here's a chance between the circles. Harbaugh says no with the left side pad. He was almost getting shoved into his goal crease. Canada now looking dangerous again. He scores! Long wrist shot. The Mateychuk line gets it done. We are tied. 3:20 left to go in the second, and it's all done. Jake Furlong ties this one up. They mixed in Furlong, Mateychuk, Lamoureux. One of them gets their change. It was Furlong. Geekie was pressing Harbaugh into his goal crease. Shot into the traffic. Geekie's there. Harbaugh can't see it. The Canadians have tied it up. They have dominated this second period, and they are really taking it to Czechia right now. And I've said throughout this second, if the Czechians got another goal and made it 3-0, this could have been a completely different game. You have to mark down Rousseau's save with 18 minutes left to go in the period. That could have been a 3-0 lead for Czechia, and this might have been a completely different hockey game. He makes that save. Canada gets another late press, ties it at 2. Furlong gets the goal. Perfect screen from Geekie. And now Al's check has to try to make the player. Shabulka will go ahead and pick it up. Furlong with his first at 16:40 marker. Here's an opportunity off the drop. Off the back side of the cage. Rousseau was looking behind him trying to do the pick back as this is Minten. Finishes his check. Now Oliver Blanc will go ahead and get this one for Jordan Donovan as this is delayed. Picked up here for Al's check. Czechia now. They had a 2-0 lead after one. Canada has just tied it with 2:25 to go in the second. Twos everywhere right now. And again, it is January 2nd, 2024, part of the new year. So twos are wild. Sent back around the end boards. Good pickup. 2-on-1. Rehkopf has it. Forehand, here's the drop and a good active stick in the lane. That just got knocked away on that side for the late arriving defense near the left side. Here's a stick, bouncing puck, picked up by Czechia, just trying to get this in across the blue. Force the turnover does Canada. Czechia finally has it. They need some kind of answer here because they got punched right in the mouth by the Canadians. As this is near the right side, Nelson off the half spin. Still keeping it alive, working his way behind the net now. Great setup into the left circle, and that got blocked. That could have easily been a 4-2 or a 5-2 lead for Canada, as that one got blocked out in front. Nonetheless, it is tied. I'm telling you, the high danger chances that the Canadians have had in this second period, yes, they're very thankful to tie this one up by 2. And Alan Letang's not going to tell you anything different. I'm telling you honestly from the things that I saw. Canada had taken that first period that was rough. They didn't play very well. They didn't get a couple saves that they needed from Rousseau. They've turned a 2-0 deficit almost into a 5-2 lead, but it's a 2-2 tie. That's how good their chances have been. They now lead on the shot board 18-15. It's Preble. We'll get this one back to Hammerlich, but now it's settled back down by Geekie. That line just scored. They're back out there. Mateychuk put this near the left side wall. It'll try to be played by Harbaugh, but the defense will get there first. As this is an opportunity for Czechia. Off a couple rushes. There's a long wrister, a rebound opportunity. Rousseau is very thankful that one didn't get picked up because it was an open goal mouth. 1:05 left to go in the second off the spin. It's Denton Mateychuk for Lamoureux. Off the long cross pass, it's Poitras. And Geekie, as this one gets fired in, Poitras try to get there. Picked up by Czechia. Czechia now will use the backhand off the glass as they try to find Savoy with that pass. Geekie gets the interception. Gets around 4 Czechian players. Able to keep it alive. This is a great pass. It's turned over right in the middle of the goal mouth. Czechia can't find it. And now they finally will get it and across the blue line and shovel it in. Sapovaliv will finally get it down. And the first line for Bears and Kulich, everybody's been silent in the second period. Now turned over by Czech. We'll get it. Settle it back down. Get it from his defensive partner, Thomas Chabulka. Fired in deep. It's been iced up. 17 seconds left to go in the second. The 7th icing of the period against Czechia. I mentioned it many times throughout the second period, and I'm glad I did. I feel like Czechia is just trying to hold on in this second period. And the floodgates have not been bursted open completely, but we're level. It's 2-2 with 17 seconds left to go in the second. It's a brand new hockey game here in Canada. It's feeling good. They have to. Owen Beck can't win the draw. Czechia has it. Sapovaliv sent it one down again, and it's iced one more time. 10 seconds left to go in the middle frame. So Sapovaliv will have to get another key draw. Number 24 for Team Czechia's squad, the 40th overall pick by Vegas in 2022. Again, he's going to be happy to join the Golden Knights probably in another season here, as this one is sent in. Even if he gets a little bit of seasoning, down to 5 seconds, he's put around the end boards. Canada going to run out of time after the interception. It's 2-2 after 2. Canada scores a pair of goals, and now the third period is going to leave all sorts of intrigue, if it hasn't already, for the rest of this game. Come right back. We'll call the third period.
The 2024 IIHF World Junior Hockey Championship from Gothenburg, Sweden is brought to you by the Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup. Do good, fill the cup, and your team can win $100,000 for charity. Learn more at ChevroletGoodDeedsCup.ca.
My window's like a mirrored reflection. I have to steer you in the right direction. I have to trust that we
Let me go ahead and just put this down because I don't want to get demonetized again on that side. So, second line does some great work. Furlong able to score from the point at 16:40 in the second period. That is the latest goal of the game. It's now 2-2 after 2. Honestly, I should also throw the credit. Let me make sure I pull this back up on the side of my lineups, get this all typed in. I should throw some credit to the way of Maveric, Lamoureux, and a Denton Mateychuk, because if they didn't make that play and allow Furlong to get back on the ice, the other defenseman, I don't think Furlong would have got that goal. With 16:40 left to go in that period, as that was a good press for the Canadians. That second period was a complete answer in the best way possible. I think Canada absolutely dominated And that might have been the best they've looked throughout this tournament, considering the opponent. Is that fair to say? I really think it is on that side. So I'll just go ahead and make sure that I throw that in the notes. We will give the goal reset here in a second, but I want to just type these in for the game story. So it'll be Furlong from Poitras on that end. So Jake Furlong. From the Boston Bruins, Patrik, Matthew Poitras. Again, for the Bruins, where do they keep finding all these centermen? You had to deal with David Krejci and Patrice Bergeron no longer being there. Doesn't matter. Even though I know Poitras kind of cooled down and he had the hot start to the year, it's a really good opportunity for the Boston Bruins to get him some WJC's experience. I think he played it quite well. Nothing for Czechia in that second period. I'll go ahead and turn this one back up as they're interviewing Matthew Wood. They said to stay away from the music side. So Rousseau made an unbelievable save, and it should have been 3-0 2 minutes into the second period. Wood got a chance off the rush. It was much like the Stanzo goal, and Wood's goal off the rush, able to score near the right side of the mesh. Celebrini got denied off a Wood setup. Again, Wood had another opportunity from a Celebrini chance, kept it 2-1. Wood had another opportunity. He only converted one time, but again, that mattered because it was the first goal of the second period for the Canadians. Czechia finally had a pulse with 5 minutes left to go. They had a couple of chances as Rousseau made a stick save, but Canada scored again from the point. Let me make sure that I get the time of that goal. So I'm glad they said this on TSN because I mentioned that too. If Rousseau didn't make the initial save 2 minutes in, I think the game would be over at 3-0. That's exactly what I said going into the period. So they get paid and I don't. So at least be able to make the obvious statement that sounds like the right one is a good thing.
And I'm really interested to see how Letang adjusts now because Matthew Wood has had 4 minutes in this game. He's had 3 shots on goal. Someone like Rehkopf is playing well. And listen,
and then I'll just make sure here. So the goal from Wood was at 3:43 of the second period from Cowan and Jaeger, and then at 16:40 for Furlong from the point from Poitras near the left side of the blue line. Let's get our stats into this first 40 minutes of play. Canada now takes the shots on goal lead 18-16. Face-offs. Czechia improved on that side, but they're still down. 24-16. They were getting hammered in the first in the circles. Again, I had that 16.5 from the live sport tracker here. Again, livesport.com is pretty good because they'll show the lineups there as well. You'll be able to follow that one along. You can watch this one on ESPN Plus. If you do have that, I recommend that's where you go. They don't carry all the WJC games, but they are carrying this one. You can watch on TSN in Canada, NHL Network in the States, or the IIHF YouTube channel. Again, the YouTube channel might be a minute behind, but you can follow along with the actual feed and commentate with everyone else if you don't want to listen to me. So just want to let everybody know what's available to them and should they choose to take it. Again, anyone here on the YouTube side, I humbly appreciate it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know at John Raynon as we're in the middle of the second intermission.
Things start to go well as they did in that second period.
suddenly Canada starts to look more like an offensive juggernaut, at least in terms of creating more offensive.
So I will say this again. I've watched a lot of the stuff for Canada, probably about 2.5 games so far. This was the second game that we covered. I know the Germany game, they were able to go out and get the win, but they were trailing for a little bit on that side. I was a little bit surprised. But this version of Canada against the quality opponent in Czechia, I think is the best they've looked in the tournament to me in that period. That's what I will say. This is the best period that Canada's played and the best they've looked in this tournament so far. Be able to find the answer. Yes, there's a lot of questions, comments, and concerns because there is no Conor Bedard, who's now with the Chicago Blackhawks. Again, you only have one returner here for Beck on that side. But this is a team that's still really good. They're not stacked, but they're good across the board. And you'd think with all that leverage and firepower, they've got to be able to show it at some point. And I believe that they did. That's at least the way that I'm looking at it right now. I think Canada can definitely build upon the things that they did, and they need to continue to do that in the third period. And for Czechia, can they find an answer? Because in the first period, we said, if Czechia continues to do some of these things and go into the second period, score early, go up 3-0, that's probably the game. Canada took everything else and punched Czechia right in the mouth. Now Czechia has got to go into this third period and respond, because if they don't, Canada is going to be moving on to the semifinals on the Thursday side. Hell, the way this goes, if you assume USA beats Latvia, which I'm assuming is going to be the case, you have to believe so, you could get another semifinal between the United States and Canada. I would like to see that be the final, all things all told, because that would put the most eyes and ears and everything else to the product as far as the WJCs. I know how important that is for the Canadians as far as the WJCs, but that is what you want to be able to watch, in all honesty, is that type of matchup. And we could get it, but it just depends on the way the bracket's going to slide up here as you cross over between Group A and Group B when you enter the quarterfinals today. And we'll see. We got a lot to get squared away because we have 2 other games left to go. For the conservation of the voice and the pipes, especially early in the morning on 2.5 hours sleep, I won't go through all of the Finland goals again. But Finland did win 4-3 against Slovakia. Slovakia lost back-to-back games. They got subjugated by the United States and lost 10-2. I did stay up on the New Year's Eve side, I should say, in the 6 a.m. game, Eastern, between Slovakia and the United States. It was a 10-2 result. I had to watch that do the civic duty. Right now in our game, it's a 2-2 tie between Canada and the Czech Republic. Czechia took a 2-0 lead after 1. 2 goals responded by Canada in the second. Finland won the first game 4-3 in overtime, a goal less than 20 seconds in. USA and Latvia puck drop will be shortly after 11 a.m. Eastern in the States on the East Coast, and 1:30 p.m. side between Sweden and Switzerland. Sweden finally conceded some goals in that fourth game, but they'll take on Sweden in the easier matchup as they've won Group A.
Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available at O'Keefe's for healthy feet. We are playing to win.
It's the season of the sticks, and
Anytime they play the music side on the WJC's part of the TSN side, I have to go ahead and mute it there for a moment until we get back into intermission coverage. As they're looking at Noah Warren and neutral zone puck poise, especially for defenseman. You got to make sure that you keep that on that side. So they're showing 1 forward pressing and then being able to create a 2-on-1 the other way. It's kind of what they're showing on the on-ice time. So again, if you're not familiar how the WJCs work, it is an under-20 competition. Again, you will have teams that get relegated on the Thursday side. Again, Germany, and it'll be an opportunity for Let me make sure on the other end. I'll go ahead and double check on the WJCs. Germany and Norway. That'll be the relegation game, 5 a.m. So again, that'll mean that they won't be able to participate in next year's tournament. It's kind of a shame that Germany is in the relegation side of it. I understand that we covered a 5-0 shutout against Sweden on that side, but they scored a couple goals against Canada. I thought they had a good effort. They played one of their better games, and now they're going to have to go against Norway as far as relegation. I'm going to go ahead and take the Germans on that side in the relegation game on the Thursday side. That's just me. Again, that is a best, I believe, of 3 on that end, unless they change the details, but that'll be the relegation game. As far as everything else, the semifinals will start on Thursday, and we will get that squared away. Actually, I'll go ahead and pull it up on my blog for Hopeful Sports Guy, because I was keeping track of the pairings and the scores just to be able to give you some times. Again, we can't give you matchups just yet because they're all in progress, but we do know that Finland punched their ticket. So let me scroll down a little bit for this tournament tree past the college football playoffs. So I'll be back with you on Thursday after this game is done for a semifinal matchup. Again, if the United States are still active, it'll be the United States lean for me on Thursday. I think that is going to be a 1:30 game on that end on Thursday, but the first semifinal is at 9 a.m. I'm hoping 1:30 because I want some sleep. Germany and Norway, the first relegation game will be at 9:30 a.m., but the first semifinal will be 9 a.m., second will be 1:30. Friday, no matter what, I'm covering the gold medal game. That's at 1:30 Eastern. So probably leaning U.S. Thursday in a 1:30 semifinal, which is probable. Could be at 9 a.m., but I'm assuming they'll flex it to 1:30, especially if it was U.S. and Canada. And if it is U.S. and Canada in the gold medal game, that'll be 1:30 Eastern on Friday. The bronze medal game will be at 9 a.m. I will be available for the gold medal game. I'm hoping 2 1:30 starts, East Coast for me, but we will see. So they're playing a Judas Priest on that side for iPhone Pro 15 with a bunch of birds and horses. Very interesting as they're shaking their hair. A little bit of a metal band. I guess we'll do that for the animals as well. They have a lot of hair. So that's courtesy of TELUS, who sponsors Flames Hockey. So once this game is done, as I'm typing up the story, admittedly, I will be watching the United States play against Latvia. After that, I probably will get a little bit cleaned up and then go back to sleep for a little bit before we get settled for Thursday's portion of the stream. Again, it feels like a Monday, but because of the new year and all that stuff, it is a Tuesday morning on that side. So at least the days of the week will continue to speed up on this end as we just entered 2024. Honestly, I hope everybody has a great new year. I know people go and just say that in passing to try to be nice. I really do mean that. There was a lot of things here for me, especially from working from the Oakland Press locally in Michigan before they moved to Troy, that I really covered. I really loved covering high school sports. And after we were all let go on that side, I have to continue to go ahead and find a passion. And when I worked with Mark Champion, you used to, I went to class. He was my teacher on that side at Oakland University in Rochester Hills. Who does the Pistons now, but used to work with the Lions. And we did a play-by-play assignment. Again, I was really rough on the edges back then, and he told me so. But continue to work on this and just see if you like it and enjoy everything else. You already got all the writing stuff down. Again, my writing is not the best in the world, but I did go to school for journalism and all of that, not communications, but journalism. And the print medium is likely dead. But yet I still try to keep that alive every day, mix it in with the play-by-play and have some fun with it. Do maybe 4 streams a week on that side. I'll be able to keep the weekend free, at least on this side, because of Waterford Sharks, I don't come back with them until February 17th. All the home games have been front slated for the Michigan Independence Hockey League. They have just 6 teams. Oh, the Women's League, the PWHL. That just dropped the puck. They have 6 teams. So I started working with the Sharks this year at the local rink, and then doing some play-by-play. With Cooper Hopkins and Alec Nava. Again, if you know from any of the stuff on my streams, we cover hockey, basketball, baseball, collegiate sports, and that mix there. I would love to be able to start to cover some soccer or some American football on that side, but I don't know enough on the football rules. Soccer, I feel like I could do. Maybe if I leave it for a collegiate side, that could be a lot of fun. Let's start doing this play-by-play again in the third period. We'll pull this back up. So Lamoureux will get this one down. Again, WJC playoff rounds against Czechia. Canada has never lost. They're 7-0. As this is sent back around. Well, that's playoff rounds, not the first round. Here's a slap shot. This one will get blocked. Again, that was from the last year's side when they got the upset. These two teams played in the gold medal game last year. Now it's in the quarterfinal. This will fall to Harbaugh, make the save, and now hands are in the air. The Canadian fans will be very happy with this. I think 32 seconds into this third period, Ulster is going to go to the box for tripping. That's the first penalty of the game if you're not counting the penalty shot. As tomorrow, they're showing this, but Ulster gets a stick stuck into the body of Dumais, and he's going to the box. So we mentioned in the second period, after everything transpired, that Czechia needed to find an answer. This is not it right now. Again, they opened the scoring with the first 2 goals of the game. Canada got the next 2. And now they have a power play. They can do the Uno reverse here if they score and get 3 unanswered. As this goes near the right side wall, Canada fire Mateychuk, and this one is near the right side bumper. Dumais will send this one across now. As it's Mateychuk, this will be a slap pass that gets blocked out in front end. This is not cleared by Sapovaliv. He can't get enough air underneath the backhand. Turnaround chance, Poitras. And this one gets fired near the right side wall. Mateychuk now near the right side dot. Dumais, Macklin, Celebrini trying to find Poitras between the circles, and this will be stick this side by Czechia. Flip back down the ice. Mateychuk now will recollect. Canada's got the first power play of the game. It's the first power play for either side. Minute 5 left to go in it. Trying to make a play off the knees, able to keep it alive. That's an opportunity. Dumais gets set up now for Mateychuk. Rebound opportunity. That one gets swallowed up by Harbaugh. Rehkopf was right there. He could have stuffed that in the open door, but Harbaugh said no with the glove. And he gets the save. 58 seconds left to go in the Canadian power play. Again, the first of the game so far, as it's a 2-2 tie. We will see what awaits us here. Again, it's so early to suggest overtime or anything else like that, but maybe not. But the way Canada's been playing, you kind of feel like Czechia is going to get submerged. It's really been that good for them so far. Rehkopf, as this one gets set up, good screen there in front by Wood. As Harbaugh makes the save, this is kept in nicely. Wood now near the right side wall. He's had a lot of primo scoring opportunities. Now near the right side dot. He's got one, though. Wood gets it again, one-timer. This one goes just wide. As it's sent back in. Minten trying to keep this near the right side boards. Held in. Bonk. Wood. Near the right side dot. It's Bonk. Near the circles. This gets stopped and blocked. Short-handed rush. This will be slowly off the end of the change. And now it'll be Beecher put this one down. So Minten now, left to right. 5 seconds left to go in Canada's power play. It looked really good in the first opportunity. Again, no special teams action until this moment. Nate Danielson, Detroit Red Wings product. Again, I'm watching him locally as Furlong as his shot go up and out of play. with 17:23 left to go in the third. Now Canada shots on goal are starting to continue to balloon, 21-16 again, courtesy of the power play. They didn't score though. Czechia survived it, but 17:23 left to go in the third. I'm still left with questions. I'm sure Czechia is as well, as far as how are they going to answer this Canadian pressure through the last 24 minutes as we're entering it. Sapovaliv can't win the draw. There has been no answer. Sent in. Furlong now trying to give chase. Good reverse hit as this is knocked away. This will be dumped in off of a Furlong slap shot. And now Czechia will try to press. Able to keep this one just on. Delayed onside, I guess, was called. And this is off a stick lift. Sapovaliv trying to make something happen. Czechia trying to get anything going here. They just can't get anything going over the last 26 minutes. As this is picked up here for Beck. Now Allard. It's Beck. Near the right side wall. He gets taken down. Now Nate Danielson trying to pry it loose and behind the cage. Ulster's back out there after committing the penalty. Sapovaliv. They're trying to move this puck right now. The refs are saying move this puck or we're blowing it dead. 16:30 left to go in the third. As the crowd of the Canadians continue to boo, the refs are still in there right now. They are moving the skate a little bit. He's doing just enough. Refs can still blow it dead if they want to, but now Danielson finally gets this one stuck loose. As this is lifted, this is right out near the left. Harbaugh had to just take a snooze for about 40 seconds as it was stuck there, and then immediately it goes out in front. Here's a one-timer for Danielson. This one gets blocked. Mateychuk keeps it alive, gets it back now. Here's the wrister blocked down in front nicely by Czechia. That box is held, but again, it's 2-2. It's near the right side dot. Mateychuk trying to set it up again, waiting off the crisscross. Here's a pickup now. Danielson off the press. Mateychuk turn and shoot. This one gets blocked as well. He's got it one more time near the right side dot. Canada, again, they're hemorrhaging Czechia right now as this one knocked away. Ulster can't clear. Now an opportunity for Cowan. One-timer hits the bar. It stays up. Canada could have taken the lead. Czechia trying to get this one out of their own zone as this is knocked away. Becker is watching. Here's a one-timer. This one gets blocked again for Czechia. About 5 blocks in a span of maybe even a minute. This is near the right side wall. Czechia trying to make a play. This one's knocked away from Shemlock. And now this is loose in front. Czechia will pick it up here for Elschek. Here's the bomb. This one goes wide. Furlong will watch as this one's cleared down for Els. He's got it, number 6. We'll leave it to his defensive partner in Shabuka, 6 and 7. 14:50 left to go. Tons of shots in this period, mostly for the Canadians, and this has been iced against the Czechians. 14:48 left to go in this third. John Ott, I'm your play-by-play man. We're watching this one on ESPN Plus. Again, you can follow along TSN in Canada, NHL Network in the States. Shot hit the right side of the bar. The Canadians were that close for going ahead and taking the lead, as it was Conor Geekie who let it fly. Melovsky can't win the draw. Canada wins another draw. As this is picked up here for Minten. Cross pass, and this one gets blocked. It was a one-timer, wide open net near the right side bar. Turnaround chance. Harbaugh says he's had enough. He holds on and makes the save. And this is hemorrhaging time. I know I repeated that, but Czechia is absolutely getting submerged now. And I don't think they can take much more of this pressure. If this continues, Canada is going to win this game forthright unless we get a miracle the other way. As Celebrini, he gets denied as Harbaugh was holding beautifully near the right post to hit him up near the chest. They got to win a defensive zone draw too. Becker got to get this done. And this is in between the circle again, won by the Canadians. They have dominated on the draws right now. Easton Cowan off his forehand. Try to work this near the left side red line for Macklin Celebrini. Turn and spin. Celebrini dancing. Now in the high slot, have to be turned away. As this is an opportunity now. Furlong lets it go. And this one will get deflected here. Patrik mercifully gets this out for Czechia. They iced it again. No, they wave it off. It's Furlong able to get there here. Warren will find it. He's one of the extras. As this Patrik sends it away here for Czechia now. See if they can make something happen here. Lamoureux and Patrik is the defensive line for Patrik Augusta's squad. You got to be wondering where the offense is going after getting the first 2 goals of the game. It's been all Canada. As Mathis Rousseau back in from the game suspension near the right side. Dot this one, it goes to the left side. Bit of a clean hit, but IIHF rule says otherwise. As Savoy had to sit out the rest of the game. Here's a one-hand. Jiri Kulich. Here's a give and go. Off the backhand, Kulich now keeping it alive off his forehand near the right dot. As this is picked off. And Mateychuk now. It's in the hands, but it's not called. Send back around the inboards now. Shot goes wide. Pinballs up near the right side glass. About 13:05 to go in this third. Sent in. Poitras trying to race for it near the left side of his legs. And now Conor Geekie. There's a good shovel. And near the right side, this one gets blocked. It'll fall back to him. Geekie. Here's the one-timer for Danielson. This one gets blocked by Czechia. The bodies, it bounces up in the air across the World Junior Championships logo at center ice. Some changes here for Canada. Danielson, turn, drag, and shoot. Hits the glass way high, but you can hear it in the Gothenburg side of the arena. As this is back. Has to go ahead and absorb a hit. Melovsky turns it over. And Sapovaliv has to put this one back around the inboards. As it's Shimura. We'll go ahead and pick this one up. He turns it over again. Danielson now. Eduard trying to make something happen with Beck. Beck will get this one in. Eduard will get it back to him near the right side dot. Here's Eduard cutting in toward the net. Backhand goes just wide. And now Eduard again off the pinch. Danielson will watch. The D is there. Danielson has it in the high slot. He crisscrosses with the defensive partner. Turn and shoot. This one gets deflected. Czechia has got it now. As it's flipped back down, Danielson keeps it in at the line. Now trying to give chase. A stick up in the face. This is not called. One of the Czechian forwards is down. This is going to be a big break for Canada. And this will go and across the red line now. Looked like it hit him in the left side of the face. Canada finds the entry. Danielson off the backhand. This will bounce back to Eduard. Eduard trying to send this across the goal mouth. Czechia now. Jiri Kulich, the Buffalo Sabres product. Trying to make the drop. Here's Chalet. Kulich. One-timer. This one gets ripped wide in the high slot. 11:20 left to go in this third. And across the red line now. Picked up off the backhand. Making a play from the knees is Cowan, but this will fall to Harbaugh. They'll go ahead and make the save. 11:11 left to go in this third. We get the ice break. Type in the comments if you're available on this side, unless you're just listening along. I appreciate it nonetheless. Who do you think is going to take this one?
It calls you to a place with no boundaries.
It's still 2-2.
Where the trail ends.
I'll just pause this up real quick.
The Chevrolet Silverado set off to built to take you where the trail ends, so you can go beyond.
The CHL's elite prospects face off. Aiming to put on a show for the NHL's top brass. He's the guy to deliver offense. The Kubota CHL NHL Top Prospects game on TSN.
Special Wings Hockey League off to a flying start yesterday. Now continues tonight with Montreal and Ottawa between 7 and 4 Pacific on TSN. And Swedish fans being to file in as Sweden and Switzerland in the last quarterfinal tonight. Towards the goal. Celebrini. Reaching for that is not away.
Celebrini trying to pick this one up as Czechia now. We'll find it in off the rush. 10:55 left to go. As this one will get slap shot at around. Canada has it near the right side. Carson Rehkopf trying to send it near the left side dot. As this will get sticked away, pull back up the rosters here as it's Rehkopf. One-timer set up in between the circles, but the pass goes wanting. Shots on goal are now 26-16 in favor of the Canadians. They have been buzzing ever since the second period. It's now 10:30 left to go in the third. So the World Juniors tournament has run from December 26th to January 5th. It is the second. We've begun the quarterfinals, as this is near the left side red line. Poitras near the left is Elschek trying to provide it. Right near the circles, this gets blocked. Mateychuk as it's sent around the inboards now. Jaeger, Savoy, Geekie lets it go. And this one is held for Harbour. 10:05 left to go in this third. Shots on goal now 27-16. We're almost halfway through third period. Halfway through on that side as regulation will be getting set to end in a matter of minutes on that side. That's what it looks like right now with 10:05 left to go in the third. You got some Swedish fans that are enjoying this. We got some Czechian fans, a lot of Canadian fans. They said they had about 5,000 in Gothenburg, Sweden on that side. They want to see what their team's going to be able to do. Danielson has the puck, one of the extras here for the defensive side for El Letang squad as Lamoureux turns it over. And now Czechia near the right side. Here's a pickup near the right side. Dot walking in and shooting. Blowing a tire is one of the Canadian players as this is loose between the right side. Chalet and Kulich line is back out there. The second line for Patrik Augusta squad as this is put him behind the next for Devin Mateychuk. Den will use the glass as this is picked up by Czechia now. Here's a shovel pass as this is recollected here for Sebastian Redlick. Zelitsky now trying to find the rebound as this one goes just wide. Now Shimura as looks behind him is Rousseau, but he is able to get back up and make the save with the shaft of the stick. That was very, very close near the right side of the crease. Off the rush, Canada has it. Near the right side dot as it's knocked away from Savoy. Now Czechia desperate to get it out of their own end. I mean, they've been funneled in their defensive zone now for the later extension of about 32 minutes. It's going in between all of the second, about 8:45 if we go on the third. That's where we are now live time. WJC quarterfinal number 2. Finland's punched their ticket. Who's going to get it? Now between Canada and Czechia, that's what we got to figure out. As this is picked up across the red line, flipped from the players' bench. We just took a commercial break, and we'll take one right now as we're halfway past the point of regulation. 8:34 left. Still tied at 2. I'm just going to go ahead and cancel all the music anytime they play that. Again, wherever you're joining in, I'm on the East Coast myself in the States. Again, I know this is in Gothenburg, Sweden. I believe it's about a 6-7 hour difference on that side, so that's why we have an 8:30 a.m. puck drop. But happy to be bringing this game too. We had 8 people on the stream so far on that side. That was the most that I've seen to date. Again, this game is getting a lot closer, so I imagine more will start to file in. For those that do, just a friendly reminder, IIHF has their own YouTube page where you can follow along. You don't even have to listen to me. You can follow along. There might be a minute delay. If you do have ESPN Plus, you can follow along on that side. That is being carried. It's one of the few games that is on that side, or it's TSN in Canada or NHL Network in the States. So let's get back into play-by-play. 8:25 left to go in this third as this is flipped in. And now this will be recollected by the Canadians, and we'll see what they can do with it. They're trying to go left to right in this third period. About 8:15 left to go. In regulation side, again, it was a 2-0 lead for Czechia after 1, 2-2 after 2. That's still where we stand right now, late in this third. This is picked up here for the Canadians is Noah Warren able to brush it aside, and off the outstretch, it's an opportunity for the Canadians to try to find an entry, but it's intercepted by Sapovaliv. Sapovaliv trying to buy time. Ramon now off the left side of his forehand, still working with it. Shovel it near the right side. Dot and Czechia finally gets some sustained puck possession. I've been able to say that in like about 35 minutes real time. It's really been that bad. They've just been punched in the mouth by the Canadians, and they have no answer since the first period. As it's sent back around by Cowan. Flipped down the ice. The Canadians have iced it. So we'll see if Czechia can actually win some draws. That's also been a big-time problem. They did kind of cut into those numbers after the first, but after one period, the faceoffs were 16-5. Now they were 24-16 after two. If we do get some more time that we need, I'll get you all those updated numbers when we go to the OT portion. 7:29 left to go in the third. Again, I apologize if you hear a Pekingese barking downstairs. It is early in the morning and everybody's up on that side, so normally I have late night streams, but we got to do what we can do to try to get this one live. I didn't want to miss the WJCs. Shots this period are 9-2. As this is flipped back around the inboards, and now Furlong trying to get this one down the ice as this is sent in. And this will be iced for a second consecutive time against Letang's squad and the Canadians. And we'll do it again with 7:12 left to go in this third. Again, early streams on that side. I'm more of a night owl, so if the pipes sound a little bit less, that's only because I got about 2.5 hours of sleep. But we're not going to miss this one. I had a long night with the college football playoffs here locally from Michigan. They got the job done. They will be playing on the Washington Huskies on Monday. I'm very much looking forward to that. 7:12 face-off won by Czechia, turn and fired. This one gets blocked out in front. This is picked up now for Czechia near the bumper. As they get in the high slot, and this will have to be stopped because Chalet's pass was a little bit too far. As it's Pritchett, will get this one in. 6:50 left to go in the third. He gets canceled off near the left side of the dot. Pritchett now trying to pinch, but this will go in across the red line. Again, no goals in this third period. That is hard to believe considering how much pressure Canada has been able to provide. I think they would just win this one outright. 6:35 left to go in the third. After the first period, you couldn't say that, but after the second, everything on, it's been all Canadians. Chalet will get this one. Here's a one-timer, big rebound, but Rousseau makes the first save as this is near the left side dot now. There's about 3 Czechians and 3 Canadians. Finally a chance to break out left to right. Beck will keep this one alive now. Geekie now gets his shot blocked near the right side dot. 6:10 left to go in this third as this is near the left side blue line. This will knocked away for Chalet. 6:05 left to go in regulation. John Underwood, the your play-by-play man, watching this one on ESPN Plus. They're paying the TSN fee. This bounces off of a couple Czechian players and Danielson on that side for the Canadians, but he has it now. Off his forehand, the Red Wings product, number 9 pick in last year's draft. Off the half spin. He has it. He tried to find Lamoureux. We'll send it out in front of the left side goal mouth, and Czechia will finally pick it up. Off an outstretched pass, they turn it right over. Czechia is right there. Mateychuk goes ahead and takes his change. As this is Olsher, we'll drop it off for Zidlichki, and this goes just wide. I guess it's in the catching glove of Rousseau. I thought it went just wide, but we'll get our break. We'll take another one. We haven't had a lot of commercial stoppages here up until lately. We're just over 5 minutes left to go in this third. We're still tied at 2.
It's in all of these moments that we weave our stories. Whatever moves you, you're all Galvana.
So for Mathis Rousseau and Michael Harbaugh, it's their 5th straight start. Both teams have not used any backup so far. I asked you who wins this matchup and moves on to the semifinals. There's 12 votes in, so now we're starting to get some votes on this side. 75% of you said Canada, 25% said Czechia. Again, overwhelmingly Canada on this side. Again, I guess it doesn't come as a surprise, but I did want to pick up this matchup just because this is a rematch of the gold medal game last year, and Czechia got the upset last year of Canada in the opening rounds of the tournament. We knew what they could do. They were able to deny the United States several years ago on that set from even getting a medal. Czechia plays a lot like the United States do, meaning they can play with skill and they can push you around. They really don't care what you throw out in front of them. They're willing to get the job done. At this point now, within the last 20 minutes, and I would say maybe the last 36 minutes in total going from the second to third, they just haven't had an answer offensively. So 5:20 left to go in this third. This is a defensive zone face-off win nicely for Letang's squad, and they'll try to get this one left to right. Here's an opportunity for Jaeger off the drop pass. This will go wide near the right side wall, and now Canada has with Fraser Minten in behind the cage. Minten trying to get back in on his horse. Macklin Celebrini also out there as well. He's been the leader for the WJCs for the Canadians so far on this side. Again, the Connor Bedard replacement, but again, and only slightly on that side, but still the 17-year-old has been excellent. You can't really replace anything that Connor Bedard done when he broke Jordan Eberle's record with the most points in Canadian history last year. But Macklin Celebrini has done a damn good job, and he's going to have to continue to do so in this game and moving forward if Canada is going to be able to win the gold. The main story for Canada coming into this tournament is the only returner here on that side for Owen Beck. You would imagine that because there's always a lot of talent going into the Team Canada squad. But this version is very well balanced. No superstars per se in this under-20 tournament, but nonetheless, we will see players that become stars. But at this moment, no true game breakers yet, but they did add Mathis Rousseau as a late add from the Boston Bruins, as we'll see what he can do. 4:35 left to go in this third. John Underwood, your play-by-play man. We'll see what happens for the rest of this third, but we need overtime. Carson Rehkopf. Off the drop pass, Poitras sets it up, and a great diving block. It took out two of the Czechian players. They're desperate to get back in front of their goaltender and try to help out Harbaugh, but this will be shoveled. Here for the right side. This will be Rehkopf. Shovel pass. This will go wide near the left side of the goal mouth. Czechia will try to get this the other way. Zidlicki. Off a touch pass. A Chalet gets stick lifted, and this one sent back down the ice. It's a warbling puck, and it does not get iced. It doesn't have enough gasoline. There's a long outstretched pass trying to find Kulich, and this is picked off. And across the red line now, it's a puck battle here. Who's going to get possession? It's Czechia. And Zidlicki in the fourth line side for Augusta's squad will fire it in. Go ahead and touch this puck. Does Rousseau, not going to lift the goal stick, and now left to right, here comes Canada. Again, they're in the red jerseys on the top of the black pants and the mix of the striping on the pants, and the white jerseys for the Czechians with the blue helmets and the red tops. As this is sent in deep. Hey, Danielson, able to keep it alive. He can go ahead and take his change if he wants to. His own Beck gets worked up the puck. It's Eduard now. Eduard near the right side wall. There for Beck. Danielson now will get this to the D side. Mateychuk. He gets taken down. Again, they mix the third line forwards with the first line defense a lot as this is sent in. And now Mateychuk off the long flip. It's Danielson near the right wing side. Close 5-hole there for Harbaugh. 2:50 left to go in this third. We are still tied at 2. Only one penalty in this game so far. Canada's had the lone power play as this is near the left side. Here's an opportunity for Ramon. Ramon needs to buy space. Great opportunity near the right side dot, but 3 Canadian players converge, and they'll clear it down. Be able to gain the entry now off the dump in from 100 feet. This emerges for Geekie, and a great save for Harbaugh near the left side of the red line. He got the clear and then raced in tight. Harbaugh made a fantastic save. He's been excellent. As far as the 2 goaltenders, again, you have to give him the edge just because he's faced the most vulcanized rubber. But Rousseau, after giving up those 2 early goals in the first period, has done enough, hasn't conceded anything else. And again, 5th straight start. Is he going to get 7 straight starts in this tournament? That's got to be the situation now. And you wonder if he's going to get tired. You will get a day off for Thursday's side, but you get a back-to-back on Friday should Canada advance past the semifinals as well. But it's still 2-2. I'll check. We'll watch this one go too far for him. But Jiri Kulich off the long wrister. This is stick this side for Rousseau. This will bounce all the way to the offensive end. This is going to work out for Canada on one-timer. Gets fanned on here for Geekie. 2 minutes left to go in this third. Cowan will dump it in. Now Czechia will take a long flip from 70. Picked off by the Canadians. Gaining the entry now. Can they score a late goal? They can certainly take the win if they do so now. Near the right side dot. Near the left side red line pass goes in between the legs of Hamara. Cowan has it near the right side wall, working his way to the right dot. One-timer setup, and this one goes just wide. 1:35 left to go in regulation. Still tied at 2. No goals in this third period. It was 2-0 after 1 for Czechia. Canada tied it up. That's still where we are. Sapovaliv now try to go ahead and pick this one up. As he goes in and picks it up, Macklin Celebrini will watch. Canada steals it. Czechia off the change. Here's Geekie. Her shot goes wide near the left side top of the bar as this one's dumped in. Again, every time we get the WJCs for Czechia and Canada, it's always something. Again, United States able to beat Czechia in a thrilling matchup. That was the first that needed OT in the shootout. There's a series of stick handles as this is picked up now for the defensive side. Flip down the ice. Here's a long pass. Czechia's got it. 50 seconds left as this is near the left side boards. Sapovaliv now trying to make something happen with the red lick line. 40 seconds left to go in this third period. Furlong able to get this one out with Mateychuk, so they mix the first and second lines. Chevlon will get this one for Saboka as this is Helsher now. Near the right side wall. Turn and spin. Helsher still waiting for reinforcements in the high slot. He'll turn and fire. It's off the stick of Rousseau. Picked up by the Canadians. Sent down now here for the Czechians. Saboka and Czech out there on the defensive side. Here's an opportunity off the drop. Near the right side wall. Czechia fires the goal and scores! 11 seconds left to go! And they are going to break the hearts of the Canadians. They've taken the lead with 11 seconds left to go, and everybody is stunned, including myself. Jakub Stanzel with the second goal of the game. It gives the Czechians the lead with 11 seconds left. How did this happen? Near the left side wing, here's a drop pass, and Stanzel gets a deflection. I think this might have bounced off a Canadian stick. I'm going to look at this again. Stanzel fires. Oh, it bounced off of Bonk and in the net. Bonk didn't mean to put it in his own net. He shot it. It bounced off his stick and his legs. And with 11 seconds left, Czechia might get the stunner. Again, they've showed Canada they've never lost in the elimination stage against Czechia. Now they're 11 seconds away from going home. We've done this matchup last year a couple times when Czechia won the opening round and then they lost in the gold medal game. Canada may not even medal now on this side. 11 seconds left. There was a lot of bending for Czechia, but they never broke. Canada had so many opportunities to score. Timeout called for Alan Letang's squad. Can you believe it? Stanzel has the goal with 11 seconds left to go in this third, and Czechia might take this game. It bounced off of the defense of Oliver Bonk and into the net past Rousseau. Nothing he could do on that side, and Canada has got to win this center ice zone draw. It's 11 seconds left to go. They've just conceded one. Stanzel gets his second of the game. And now, here's a pickup. Czechia puts it on the side of the empty net. And Czechia has upset the Canadians. They are moving on to the semifinals. They've eliminated Canada. It's a 3-2 final. Czechia wins. Stanzel gets his second goal of the game. And Czechia moving on to the quarterfinals. Canada won't even get a chance to medal. Unbelievable. I am so glad that we did this game and got up early because you always wonder what goes on in this matchup. Now for me, selfishly, if this gets to the side of the bracket where the United States gets to play Czechia, look, Czechia got their revenge last year in the gold medal game against the Canadians. They had to settle for silver. They get their revenge this year. They play them in the quarterfinal and knock them out. The United States got knocked out by Czechia a couple of years ago, and they did not medal at all. If the United States gets a chance to play Czechia, they're going to be licking their chops. And for Czechia, I don't think there's going to be anybody that really wants to play them, to be honest with you, because we know how good that they can be. So Harbaugh gets the win in net. Congratulations, Team Czechia is on the Jumbotron in Gothenburg, Sweden. They've just eliminated the Canadians. A goal with 11 seconds left from Jakub Stanzel. He gets his second of the game. It bounces off Oliver Bionk, off his leg, stick, and in. And Canada gets eliminated. They don't get a medal at all. They get nothing. They're going to get to go right home And Czechia is going to move on to the semifinals on the Thursday side. If this is the United States and Czechia lean on Thursday, I am going to be jumping at the bit to go ahead and get this one because you know what? I wouldn't even be surprised. It would break my heart like they broke the Canadians' heart. It would break my heart if Czechia beat the United States, but Sweden might be considered the favorites of the tournament because they are the home team. But look out on this side because if it's Sweden, the United States, Czechia, I know Finland's still there. They've advanced. Anybody that's still alive believes they have a chance. But for me, I will not be surprised if Czechia wins a gold medal. I mentioned it to you on the first day when we did this. I threw out 3 teams, and I said USA, Canada, or Sweden. And I put Sweden in because they're the home country. Didn't I always say over the last couple of seasons covering the tournament that Czechia is one of those dark horse teams, and I like them a lot? They just continue to impress. There really is nothing else you can say. And unbelievably, Canada has never lost in the elimination rounds against Czechia. And for the first time in WJC history, they go down in the medal rounds against Czechia. They will play their national anthem on this side. And I'm going to have to flip over soon in Italy for me, for United States and Latvia. If Latvia beats the United States and Canada's already lost to Czechia, everything is going to be turned on its head, and you would think Czechia and Sweden would have the advantage. I would assume the United States should win this one. Canada, this was no assumption on this side, regardless of who would win. That's why we did this matchup. Again, this was going to be dead even. And it's a shot in from the point. Sometimes you get a deflection, you get lucky. Stanzel had it bounce off a bump, and it went in the net. And that's the way that it went. So when we come back, it'll be the Thursday side of semifinal action. Hopefully it's 1:30, but it'll be United States lean if they're still alive after today. So I will bring the Canadian story alongside Czechia. I'll update the scoring pairings. You can catch that at hopelesssportsguide.wordpress.com. I will see you on Thursday. Have a good day, everybody. Peace. Guys, it's been a lot of fun. I appreciate you following along. I know for the Canadian fans, it's a little bit of a stunner, but I think you have to know. Again, this is just me speaking from the side of the States, but covering Czechia a few times, seeing them play against the United States, seeing them play against Canada over the years. This is a team that Canada definitely didn't take lightly. Unfortunately for them, they were down 2-0 after 1. It was 2-2 after 2. And then Canada had a bunch of chances. I would say within the 48 minutes ever since that first period, they pretty much controlled play. You had a ton of chances for Matthew Wood, and they just couldn't find a way to get a third goal. And then once Czechia did on that side, for Jakob Stanzel, 11 seconds left, they get a bounce, and they break the hearts of the Canadians everywhere. And Czechia moves on to the semifinals on the Thursday side. So they'll get a day off. It's another emotional win. It's a big team. It's a physical team. They play a lot like the United States do, and they don't give an F who they play. And I think we saw that again today. I'll see you on Thursday. We'll see what these matchups will bring. Hopefully the United States is still alive because I'd like to see them play Czechia, maybe even Sweden on that side or Finland. We'll figure out where the brackets fall at the end of the day. Have a good one, everybody. Peace.
This time it goes the other way as Czechia goes